Filter check. Got the filter. Hardcore SSF. Okay, before we start, let's get the regex. So anything that's freeling with double blue, triple blue, flat spell damage, increased spell damage, +1 fire, move speed. This seems correct. Copy. And then we can start the run. Hardcore SSF Crucible.
Why do the keen of mind seek to satiate their curiosity in darkness and depravity? Innocence is our father.
Should be good enough.
The very sand shivers with malice. There's a power here.
So there's a reason to mule Templar nowadays, but I'm gonna try not muling. You could mule Templar to just get extra wisdoms, extra vendor checks, and a prolift 2 levels earlier. It's not bad. I did some rounds where I muled Templar and it definitely did feel good. I don't think it saves you time. I think you lose some time, but it does feel better and easier. Isn't +1 Cold War for later? No, this is a DD run. It's not a Colded run. This is Arma Crema into DD. It's a decent loot.
A dead woman by now.
Let's vendor check. Sell everything. Check. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. We got our triple blues. I clicked the wrong gem because I'm used to Templar. I need to buy a rolling magma. Oops. Obviously, you're supposed to take rolling magma there. It's just the gems are in a different spot on Templar and a witch. So spell damage wand. We probably keep this one, but we will drop this one for Goathorn. Goathorn is just too much damage. This can actually be sold. Let's keep these for leveling. Spell damage. Double blue, like double triple blue doesn't actually do much, right? Like one is more than enough. And it would be this one that we keep for a while until we get a free link somewhere else. But even this weapon with extra spell damage is worse than a Goathorn. So if you get triple blue Goathorn, it would be worth replacing. Don't level the Arcane Surge. Maybe don't use Arcane Surge for long, but still better to not level it. I think we used to level it to like level 3 or something. And it's technically better, but I just keep it at level 1 so I don't forget. That doesn't look like Acceleration Shrine. I don't know what that shrine is, but I don't really want to find out either. So we're trying to hit like 3.5, maybe even a little extra here. The general idea is to hit level 4 after Hellrake or during Hellrake. If you don't, then it becomes too difficult to do stuff in Submerge. Oh, I misread this layout, whoops. My bad. I thought it would be here, and then I didn't see the exit, so I just turned around, but doesn't matter too much. So I think I'm vendoring this Iron Ring for Sapphire Ring. Just to have it on Mervell, might as well. Don't really get a green or red gem on Witch unless you buy one. Or unless you mule Templar, then in that case you can actually get an extra red gem to make a ruby ring for Vaal Ruins. See the ram, so we just turn around. I do want to try to hit level 4. If you don't hit the level 4, it's not the end of the day, but like end of the world. But, it would definitely be a lot better. You always want to be 2 levels under the area. So the general XP formula is you want to be 3 levels below the area and then +1 to those 3 every 16 levels. So in the level 16 zone, you would want to be 4 levels below. In level 32, 5 levels below, or not necessarily even want to be those levels. It's just that's when you get full XP. But I feel like when you do full clearance, aka like skill points and lab, XP is never a problem. Do we try to hit level 4 here real quick? I think we do. This is worth it. That took us like 5 seconds, but I think it's worth it to get it here. We take Flame Vaal, we take Frostblink, we vendor everything else. And here we need to get a Quicksilver flask. We don't have enough for a Coral Ring, but that's fine. Grab Prolip, buy Holy Flame Totem, socket Prolip in, socket Frostblink in. Flame Vaal and a Holy Flame Totem. Combines are a little weird there. It's still on the endgame setup, but we can adjust. Attack in place because I forgot. Leave portal for submerge. I think I already missed the bridge. It's gonna be up here probably. Oh, I'm trolling so hard. Oh no. Oh no. Just get lost in submerge, why not? Pretend you are farming XP. Okay, that means the bridge is gonna be here, I guess. And the submerge is gonna be to the left. I like misread this layout completely. Imagine actually knowing layouts after playing this game for 10 years. Actually, it's not even 10 years. I'm new, okay? I've only played like 7. You don't really need to contempt essence. I don't think it does enough. Oh my god, that was scary. I got stunned there in the middle of a pack. Code Horn, Transmute. Code Horn is Giga Dam. Definitely want to switch to it as soon as possible. Coral Ring will help with distance. Next thing I'm looking for is a better Life Flask. So we are trying to listen for Life Flask, which would... And Ledge, I think that always means large, which is good enough for a long time. Trying to hit level 7 in Ledge, or be close to 7. It should happen. Killed enough. The R button is Holy Flame Totem. Some extra single target and kind of works as a decoy as well. I feel like I mostly use it as a decoy rather than a damage gem. It's not bad though. It does help with damage. Green, green, red. I don't think that's that useful. I can quickly use it for shield charge colors later. If we somehow end up landing move speed on these boots, which is unlikely, but I guess if we get an essence, it's possible. Yep, Maximus, thanks for the prime. We don't really need to set up offhand actually on which. Just to doing that from Templar. Ah, this is a submerge we misread earlier. Oh, it's not even here. Oh, another transmute. We only need 4 for our craft here because we're gonna go shield. So we are doing really good on transmutes. Might wanna start IDing stuff a little bit. I think we dropped like 2 pure transmutes, maybe even 3. It makes it a lot easier. Not sure about this layout. Oh my god, more transmutes, okay. Because this is the only way that we can go. Should be down here on this island, yep. Oh my god, what is this transmutes? We have enough even for resist crafts at this point. I don't think we're gonna... Oh no, frozen. I don't think we're gonna kill that essence, most likely. Depending on what's the HP when the boss dies. Yeah, it looks like it's not gonna be worth killing. No, actually, I think we commit to the essence. Try to... Essence or boots, try to look for MS. That was not bad. A lot of rares too. Can you share this filter? I'm pretty sure this filter is gonna be public when Gucci is done with it. But don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure he intends to make it public.
Stay sharp out there.
Check for move speed. Or free links. I'll actually buy this free link shield just in case we need to shield later. Combustion for our free link. I don't think we need anything else. Drop this out. Go Arcane Search. Put Arcane Search to Flame Ball. Hold this Goat Horn in case we find a free link. Use this on move speed boots. Nice. Everything's going pretty good. Where's Gucci, dude? Twitch.tv/Gucci Pradas. It's a hardcore gamer. Definitely worth following. Like Firewalker. We have 6 transmutes. We definitely don't need more transmutes. I should have bought a large life flask, probably. It's a mistake.
Belief is the strongest metal of them all.
So I'm gonna start IDing a lot of items, which will make it really annoying on my... Wait, it's not there. It's this way. On my wisdom situation. So I need to be good at picking up wisdoms or stuff that vendors for wisdom. We might even vendor a transmute or 2 for wisdoms. Just because we have extras. Do you ever keep armor scraps to buy whetstones? Not for DD, there's no reason to get whetstones on DD. For Coldot you can make an argument for it, but on DD you're just crafting the fire, flat fire to spells in Act 3. Because you're leveling with Armakrima, right? Hopefully the exit is here, but it's probably gonna be towards middle. Yeah, I think it's middle. Oh my god, what are these transmutes? Our levels are really good. We are almost level 9. Oh, I should have checked the shrine. If it was like Acceleration, maybe even Shock Shrine would be worth it. It's an essence, but it's a contempt. We don't really have a use for contempt essence. Is it worth to get Phantasm support? I would say no. Personally. I don't think it does anything. Okay, here you wanna aim in front of Brutus, not on Brutus. Just because of how Rolling Magma works. Ideally shoot through the flame wall and aim in front of Brutus to try to double hit him as much as possible. Easy. Just vendor everything here. There's no special take around DD, it's just a good build. As far as I know, there's no like... Well, actually, I say that, but the new support gem that is gonna cause Ignite to deal damage faster might be really good for DD, since you can keep refreshing Ignite with default forces. Oh, you should only cast one Flame Wall at a time. They don't stack in any way. If I cast free, it's me playing badly. But I don't think I cast it free.
Fate smiles with sharp teeth.
Careful here. Blue goats.
Iron ring.
Blue dogs. Oh my. This is scary. This is where having a life flask would go a long way. I don't even want to loot that. Flame dash instead of frost blink. You refresh curses by using default forces with Arcanist Brand, and you have both of your curses on Arcanist Brand, and they keep refreshing your Ignite. Okay, this is pretty good layout actually. Burgers is there too, so we know where he is. Should have looted that scrap. I regret not going for it. So this is always across. So basically I know the exit is over there, and I know the entrance is over there. And I know that the exit is gonna be in like this direction. I just need to find a way there. This looks like it's probably correct, yeah. No, I got frozen. Oh my god, this loot though. Our currency situation is insane. You definitely shouldn't have this much currency this early. You do get a little more currency when you... Oh, Fergus is here actually. I didn't know he would be here. Well, I guess it doesn't make sense. I just popped it weirdly. It's fine. Yeah, this run is gonna be uploaded to the VOD channel for sure. When it's done. Assuming we don't have an incident on the way. So, spoilers, if you see this run, there was no incident on the way. Oh, second goat horn. If you see this run on YouTube, the run probably went okay.
And that's how you die properly.
So what is that red thing on my filter? Is that a fusing? Nice. Guarantees our Chancellor for later. I'm not really sure about this layout. I think the exit is just gonna be over here. I'm gonna go to town mostly to buy a life flask here.
If you must.
Life flask, good enough. Skill point. Go here. We should switch to Goat Horn here. It's still gonna be better than this one, I'm pretty sure, for a long time. Just because flat damage is super strong early on.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I hate when people misinform as a joke. I don't think it's funny at all. It's like when people ask for build tips, they probably don't want to hear a fucking paid YouTube channel. And they can't really know whether it is true or not. Come on. Not that hard not to make bad jokes. It's like, it's a difference when you recommend this to somebody who clearly knows what they are doing, right? But like as a meme. But it just doesn't work when like people genuinely ask for like League Starter suggestions. I think that that was kind of sketch. I'm glad I didn't get body blocked by the squids. But if you are looking for content creators to follow on League Start, I mean, if you want to play RF, Box is a good place. If you want to blast and like SC trade, I guess Crouching Tuna is what I would recommend, or Rutu. Crouching Tuna, Rutu probably. For SSF SC, it's like many 2, leggy 1. And for hardcore, there's a lot of people you can follow, right? There's this, there's Steel, there's Karn, there's obviously Ben and Nick. I mean, you can follow my builds too, usually are pretty good. There's definitely a lot of good content creators to follow. Some of them will make guides, some of them will just make POBs. So if you are looking for a guide, your options are gonna be quite a bit more limited. But if you are okay with a POB, there's a lot.
Was love that did this to you.
So my mana pot is pretty bad. I think I want to get a better mana pot after then if I don't get one. Ooh, we want the topaz for Sins for sure. Also, gonna try to look for Ruby Ring. So everything here. You should try to ID some stuff. At least the stuff that you can possibly equip is probably worth IDing. Those items all suck though. Okay, we're gonna look for Den here for the second Quicksilver. I have no idea how to find Den in the zone, by the way. I always run around like a headless chicken.
When I'm ready and not before.
That looks like a Den. Nice. Leave a portal here, go back from Crossroads. Yeah, the Life Flask and Mana Flask are always highlighted and have a sound on Gucci's filter. Like the current ones. So it's based on like zone level and like the level of the flasks. And if it's within a certain range, they say Mana Flask or Life Flask. I mean, this run is pretty unlucky that I didn't get either. But usually with this filter, I never have issues. Oh my god, that's a lot of quivers. Can't loot them all, but at least loot some. See, this is how flasks look. Like it says life flasks, and it's highlighted in that way. And mana flask is the same. Okay, we try to get a Quicksilver here. Vendor like 2 transmutes because we have way too many for wisdoms. I do some stuff. Sell everything else. We got a good Quicksilver there. Equip that. I forgot the mana pot. Let me try to buy one. Hopefully there's one available. Nice. That's perfect. This is a really good spot to be in. I don't think small life flask would show inactive, by the way. The reason it showed is because of eye level filtering. And it was the life flask I dropped. It wasn't like the life flask that dropped from the mobs.
Ready, exile. It is time to hunt.
The air stinks of thaumaturgy. Could learn a thing or two here.
Like, if you see anything on the filter that doesn't make sense, I'm sure Gucci is like open for feedback. Because he really tries to make this filter as good as possible. But I haven't found anything that didn't make sense.
I barely recognize myself.
I'm gonna go for extra XP here. Well, so those bees are a little sketchy. So in Sins, if you want extra XP, these side areas always have a blue pack. Man, what is going on? Why are these bees so rippy? extra crits, haste aura. Really low on life flasks too. I like spammed my flask and then I was low on my on flask while fighting that. That was a bit unfortunate. Was close. Should play better. That 34 life. I mean, it's technically better, so I guess I will equip it. We don't really need this iron ring because we won't have a red gem to vendor. That's the disadvantage of not mulling Templar. Templar would have a Templar mule would give us a red gem. We either need to buy a ruby ring or hope we drop one. Probably just gonna end up hoping we drop one. Worst case scenario, we have Firewalker, so it shouldn't be too bad even without it. Or the mana flask there, but we already bought one, so we don't need it. Level 16, that's kind of where you wanna be here. Being 15 is fine, but 16 is better. This way you can equip Herald of Ash and Skitterbots. Next time you go to town, with the Scepter. Definitely try to loot every Scepter and want Vaal leveling. Because they might be able to be better for later. Spell damage, fist damage, lightning rest. That's actually something that's probably worth keeping as it is. Just to grab flat fire on that. So I will keep that. I have not allocated skill points in a while. That's my bad. Okay, so here we wanna buy Wave of Conviction and Skitterbots. Always nice to have a plan before you go to town, so you don't actually forget to buy stuff. So you take Herald of Ash here, and then you buy Wave of Conviction and Skitterbots. Wave and Skitterbots, put the Scepter in stash because you might use it later. Same with the wand actually. We go to Weaver. Sometimes you don't have an extra red socket and you can just drop Holy Flame Totem here. We won't be using it much from... Ooh, did I drop the Wave of Connection? I did. Why is there so many projectiles everywhere? What is going on in the zone? Way of Conviction needs to be there. I'm not sure what I missed there. Hopefully nothing important. It's an currency, probably Augment or Alteration. Didn't hear Alteration though, so probably Augment. It's usually good to pick up, but we shouldn't need it since we already have MS boots. Okay, I like going up there to get the fire nodes early. You can also rush EO, but both of the options are completely fine. This is where Holy Flame Totem is good, when you wanna use it as a decoy. And not as damage link. I should have talked to Einhar, but he should spawn in Beaver Room anyways, so we can talk to him there. For the blue pack, for Giga XP. Oh, big life flask. Dude. Ecto can be quite scary. Lot of fist damage in this flicker zone. I think playing with a timer makes you go faster. Not necessarily, no. I think I can... It depends a lot on my mentality going into a run rather than whether the timer is on or not. Oh, I misclicked an int node, I just realized. You're not supposed to click that int node. I don't know why I had it. We will be respecting it in Act 3. I have no idea why. I must have like straight up misclicked it. Because that doesn't sound like a conscious decision I did. Boots, nothing else good. No move speed on those boots. So I don't even know if that ring was actually better than the white ring. Because we won't be able to craft on this ring. So it might have been better to keep the white topaz there. This would suck. Low on wisdoms again. This is the problem with IDing like random items you don't plan on wearing. You are pretty much always out of wisdoms. And then you just end up rendering outs that you got from IDing everything for more wisdoms. So it kinda doesn't do much. The goat horns are the best base early on, by far. The flat fire is super impactful in the first few acts. And basically, until you get your craft in Act 3, they are super impactful. I'm gonna help Alira. I like helping Alira on League Start. You can always respec her later. If you wanna save the regrets, you can kill Alira, but it does make leveling a lot more pleasant with the extra resist and mana regen. I think the quality of life of helping Alira is worth it by itself, especially in hardcore. But even in softcore, it's really nice to just not be pressured on gear as much. Even is this ghost? I have no idea where I'm going. I think it's gonna be down here. And then oak to the right from here. Yeah, I missed the oak going up, but that's fine. We wanna log out from here anyways and go to Alira zone. Oak. Oh, we brought some friends over. I don't really like fighting oak with an extra rare. Especially since it has like a haste aura or something, but... Okay, let's help Alira get the extra skill point. Oh, Chance Orb. Get to save our fusing now. We need to follow this path. Where's it going? There. Yoink, 15 all res, mana regen. We should just equip this body armor regardless of what stats it has. Need the sockets eventually anyways. And it's just good to have extra armor and ES. You only lose like 3% move speed, like it really doesn't matter much. I think recently I started playing with body armor even in Act 1. Like you only need like the body armor to prevent 1 stun per zone and you already gain speed. Does DD require a lot of buttons to press? I wouldn't say necessarily a lot, but it is a 2-button build. I don't think the number of buttons you press per zone, like per map, is that high. But it is definitely a 2-button build where you have to use Desecrate DD a lot. Like both of them. Is DD or Mines better for Uber rushing on League Start? DD is not exactly something you... Like, you can kill Ubers on DD, but it's not exactly an Uber farmer. Is this filter in your caster rounds or DD specific? This filter should be for both DD and cold out pretty much the same filter. I mean, it's not like you go for different stuff while leveling. Probably use this on the helmet, because the helmet has good colors. Why not?
When I'm ready, and not before.
Life flask.
I don't need this many life flasks, do I? Guess I will equip it.
Life flask.
Vendor dead.
The very land
Level 20 before Valorant. I'm like extremely overleveled, but this is kinda how I plan on playing on League Star. It doesn't lose you much time and it just makes everything a lot smoother. Okay, we finished this, go back to Act 1 for an extra skill point. I'll go out here on load screen just to save like the 3 seconds walking. Doesn't really do anything though. Especially when you lose it on a vendor walk there. Okay, we finally can start clicking fire nodes. Not too far away from the big fire node and the fire master. Again, you could have EO here, but it's not a big deal. Which one do you prefer? I do like this buffing recently though. It gives you more damage, more consistent damage at least. EO uptime before playing cremation is kinda low. Written guide if you wanna go through campaign fast? Not that I know. Haven't seen any. The thing about going through campaign fast is like you need to have a plan for whichever build you are playing. There's not gonna be like one guide to go through campaign fast, right? Like you need to make your own plan for whatever build you are playing. Or have someone make a plan for you, but it's very build specific. You actually save so much time by just knowing which gems, which links, and like how much currency you need in certain acts. It does add up really fast.
How fascinating.
Ready, exile.
Maxwell has... Oh yeah, Maxwell did have a campaign guide, that's true. I don't know what exactly it says though. I don't know if I should be recommending it, but I know it exists. You shouldn't feel bad for doing 7 to 10 hour campaign. That's a very solid time. Like, a lot of people just cannot be bothered like trying to improve in the campaign, right? Because they do it like once or twice a week. Much of a problem if you switch before third lap. There's just no reason to. I don't think DD is particularly great in the campaign. Because it scales up course HP, right? So it just doesn't make much sense to switch to DD early.
And not before.
Wisdom.
I mean, you kinda need the third lap, otherwise you will either miss a lot of AoE and single target, or... Well, I mean, that's the only node you could skip, realistically. Because you cannot skip the Shaper of Flames. So you do kinda need third lap. I mean, it's definitely worth doing. If you cannot be bothered doing third lap before Kitava, then don't bother respeccing into DD. Just stay Arma Krima for a bit longer. but I highly recommend just doing lab. Is this the right way? This seems weird. There's no way this is the right way. I'm not even checking that. It's gonna be over there. Yeah, okay, good. Level 21, almost 22. Pretty good. Oh my god, I just hit the... I hit the rock literally 3 times. I'm surprised the magma orb didn't jump over it. So can you ever have the big notable here? Not really. I mean, if you were like level higher, didn't misclick here, you could. Currency situation. This is a daytime to check it. 8 transmutes, 2 fusings, 1 chance orbs. This is a really good run in terms of currency. We don't need this fireball anymore. This is a really solid run in terms of currency. Time-wise, we're doing okay. It's not gonna be the fastest run ever, but it's good enough. The aim is like 4-hour acts, just about. If it's a little slower, a little faster, it doesn't really matter. Is he gonna die? Ah, he didn't die. I probably could have gotten that. Check the boots. No MS. I think everything else can be solved. Maybe we check the body armor too, actually. Pretty bad. Act 3. What is that, like 42? Maybe should be a little faster, but again, don't think it really matters.
When I'm ready and not before.
So Act 3 goal is we need to start looking for a shield. You can take up this body armor in this town, but probably saves you like half a second. I don't know. Let's do it off a habit. It literally doesn't do anything. Does this have life? It does have life, so I cannot take the life master. This thing, the latest filter. All goes well. GitHub, so it's easier to share. Yeah, so as Gucci is saying, the soldiers are probably gonna be available on GitHub after. Well, before the leak starts for sure, right? Am I going the wrong way? I'm so confused. This is definitely the wrong way. What am I doing? Where am I supposed to go? Up here? Probably up here. I'm currently using the colded version of the filter instead of the Arma brand, but they are pretty much the same thing, more or less. Like, the difference shouldn't be too big. I'm not even sure what the difference is.
When you build something like this, you make execution.
Probably like chain belt highlighting. Other than that, I can't really tell what the difference would be. Green, green, red, blue. Is there any usage for this? Green, green, red, blue. That sounds like you could use it for Krima. It doesn't sound optimal, but you could use it for Krima. Lesser projectiles, cruelty, and daily focus. That's probably good enough. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it for Krima.
There she is, my work in progress. Let's see if Ray
I think the best colors for Krima are 2 blue and then 1 green or 1 red. Where you go Conk Effect, LA Focus, and then either Cruelty or LMP. But the difference is not too big. And then it's that on a 4-ling, right? 1 green for Krima and then 2 blue for your support gems, and the last one is just whatever. The last one can kind of be any color. Blue for like Arcane Surge, green for LMP, and red for Cruelty. Nick says he hates Conk Effect. Really? I always liked Conk Effect on Krima, but I'm sure Nick practiced with it more than I have, so maybe there's something to it. I've always used Conk Effect and no issues though.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I could see how it could be annoying on some bosses like Duadre. This is not gonna connect. Oh no. I always bait myself in sewers for some reason. I don't know why. This is like usually so easy. So red Cruelty. Take the stash. It's not that hard. Hello? Don't need these boots.
2v1g.
Oh, essence. Maybe a resist essence would be nice. Whoa. We don't really need Vaal essence. I think the scepter we have is better.
Chess 2v1g.
Actually, we could do Vaal essence on the current gold horn we are using.
1r.
You should never have elemental focus on your armor brand while leveling. If people do that, don't follow what they do. It's fine to have it on your cremation, but not on your armor brand. Your armor brand mostly is there for the ignite, the debuff for cremation, and to like ignite helps a lot with clear too. Oh, it's a little sketch. Okay, I think we will essence this one, see what happens. Spell damage. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, we can use this one over Scepter just because it's a free link. I mean, we don't know anything about the new support gems. Like, we know what they do, but like without numbers, that information is completely useless. So I don't know how you expect me to answer. I hate when GGG does that, man. Like, the information about support gems is like actually completely irrelevant without giving us any numbers. Like, at least level 1 gem numbers or something would be good enough, because then we can make like a guess. But I really dislike the fact that we don't have like any idea whether the supports will be good or not. Okay, so I'm respecting this end node that I misclicked earlier. Like, it makes it harder for people to use the new gems on League Start, because like we don't know if we should be planning around them, right? So you just plan without them. And then if you plan without them, people make build guides without them, and then the new gems will be used less because people had to make build guides without them.
Turn 3v.
Which is just unfortunate.
Magic
Oh, that's a good body armor. Same for the Guardian Ascendancy. I really don't like the fact that we don't know what the Guardian Ascendancy actually does. Like, 2 of the nodes, we have no idea what they do. Oh, that's a pretty good Slife, and it doesn't do much, but it's better than nothing. I want the whetstone.
Life flask.
Do I try to chrome this body armor? I think I do. I need 3 blue, 1 red, or 4 blue. 2 blue, 2 red doesn't really work, so I think we do try. There's rare boots. I want to loot that. Chrome. Okay, perfect. Should just equip it now. Oh, we are low on strength. Okay, I guess we cannot use it for now. I'll try to get a heavy belt next time I'm in town.
Westland. Auto.
I need to make space in my inventory. What can I really drop? Drop these gloves. No, actually, drop the helmet because we don't need it. Oh, corrupted zone. We need to do these to hope for Vaal DD. Vaal Grace is not bad either, honestly. Getting Vaal Molten Shell is acceptable. There's a lot to get from Vaal zones. They're 100% worth doing. I would even go as far as to say that the Vaal gem, Vaal orb recipe is always worth doing too. It does clog your inventory, which is a bit annoying, but I think in the long run it pays for itself. Vaal Absolution, Vaal Cold Snap. See, why doesn't this happen during my Cold runs? Wouldn't that be really nice?
Wisdom.
When I play Cold Out, I don't get Cold Snap until level 80. Check for MS, no MS. We drop them. Clean my inventory here. Try to get a heavy belt.
Need some.
Don't know if we can actually get one. Heavy belt. Nice.
Be careful.
Actually really good. Use that body armor. Sell everything else. Check the gloves.
You get in there.
They are bad.
Bring me back something nice.
Flammability there for now. Still don't have a shield to equip. It's a bit concerning. Should be getting EO soon. 1 more level.
When I'm ready, and not before.
They are like super over leveled. But I feel like that's a representative league start. I feel like most people end up being super over leveled on league start from my experience. I mean, myself included, but in general, if you look at the ladder during league start, people are definitely higher levels than they usually would be.
Bye, Towels.
Just because you don't really wanna risk dying for like 2 minutes of extra time. Essence is too out of the way to go for. I don't think this is the way, but yeah, I was thinking it would be a corrupted zone. It did look like one. Surely we get Vaal DD this time. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, we already have a freebie shield actually. I think I bought one like super early.
Too much.
Skelly's not too bad. We are at 4 gems now. Yeah, doing Vaal side areas definitely contributes to being over leveled, that's true. Fire res and craft life. It's an okay shield. Good enough. Resist check. Oh, our resist is really good. Okay. I should stash these gems so I don't clog my inventory for no reason.
Magic boots.
Oh no. Where is it? Here? I think it's gonna be up there.
Wisdom.
We take a Jade Amulet here for haste.
We'll talk again soon.
That's the worst Jade Amulet I have ever seen in my life. We get to craft fire damage to spells on our wand. And we should be... yeah, we have more than enough to couple resist too. So just need fire and lightning res, so where can we really craft? We can craft here. We can craft fire res there. And then we can craft lightning res on... let's do it here. That's res cap, and now we can craft a bunch of life notes. Or like... do we even need life? Yeah, we should use a few outs for extra life here, honestly. At least on the items we intend to keep. That's good enough for now. Oh, I didn't misclick. I thought I misclicked the zone. So here, you can do either Gravicious first or Library first. I think when we are this overall, but just going Library is better. When I level Poisonous Concoction, I would use Volley into Greater Volley. I would never use LMP. Don't want to use 2 support gems for it. Extra projectiles anymore. It's not worth it. Should be up here. Well, it's always top right. Somewhere. What is my... oh, my skater bus is off. Must have misclicked it. Should be faster to log out here. I'm pretty sure. Then we run to library, get shield charge, haste, faster attacks. We can start leveling our determination, grace. All the good stuff that we need. I got lost there. Oops. That was not the best way to get there. Need to vendor that for more wisdoms. Then we kill Gravicious, kill Piety, Dulap. I'm hoping I didn't mess up on my sockets anywhere. It looks like I don't have a green for Desecrate, which hopefully shouldn't be too hard to fix. Since my gloves are like pretty worthless. It's literally a white item. You can also just not use haste for a little bit. But I would rather use haste than not. Feel like shield charge without haste feels too slow. Not really sure where the exit is here. I'm really bad at library layouts because we used to kinda never do library. Maybe here? No? Okay, surely it's here. Somewhere. Only took 5 years to find. Is Sleep Slam not worth? I don't think so. I think if you don't have the dual wield cluster, I would just not Leap Slam. Shield charge is nice. Like, if you're gonna run haste, shield charge is really good. And you shouldn't need the damage because you have extra skill points compared to like speedrunners, and you will have flap and everything, so you shouldn't lack damage, even wielding a shield.
When I'm ready and not.
Don't know where the last one is. Obviously, I see the third one there, but okay, we know where it is now. We just need to find a way to get there. Do we have enough to buy everything? I think we do. Looks like we do, actually. Okay, so shield charge, faster attacks. You don't need anything there, so shield charge, faster attacks, haste, grace, determination.
Let's speak again.
Use the starting one to level grace and determination, haste there. We drop skitterbots here. You could drop Herald of Ash, but I like dropping skitterbots instead. And we play haste plus Herald of Ash. We're switching to shield charge after Gravishes. Actually, after Piety makes more sense. We can do the full swap there. But we should have enough damage to kill Piety even on Rolling Magma. We could skip Gravishes skills since we actually did do Library. But it still gives us one extra Chancellor, which is kind of worth it by itself. I don't think Spellblock is ever better than Suppression. Not unless you have like Ages and whatnot. But even then, Suppression's just better. Suppression is so efficient now too with the Suppress Lucky Mastery. Like especially in softcore where you don't care whether your Suppress is 100 as much. You can just go Suppress Lucky and Suppression becomes like insanely efficient compared to anything else in the game defensively. And it already kind of was the most efficient way to build defense. Now it's even more.
When I'm ready and not.
Scan the sketch. Can't wait to switch to Arma. Arma Crema. I'm kinda surprised they didn't change the leveling meta after ExileCon. Last time there was an ExileCon race, they really nerfed the stuff they used heavily. So I'm surprised GG decided not to change it this time, but I guess they decided not to change a lot of stuff, so... It is what it is. We have been leveling with Arma Crema for a long time now. Okay, kill Piety and then prepare for the big switch. The big switch is pretty hard. It's the last hard part of this run.
Power wasted on a feeble imagination. I'll mourn your passing, sister.
Which is pretty good even for one craft. Okay. Switching everything here. We take Krima.
Nothing else.
I loved your work, Piety. It was you.
I don't think that's even better than what I have right now. Let's get a second Colossal. I can't really. Also mana, sure.
Listen carefully.
Extra skill point. Then we grab Armageddon Brand. So Armageddon Brand moves here instead of Rolling Magma. Rolling Magma goes away. We need Cruelty for it. We need that. We need Flammability. We need Wave of Conviction. That stays. We need new gloves ideally. Looking for gloves that are any green socket. Legit, that works. Those probably are better.
Don't do anything I would.
I wanna alg this helmet because it's our 4-link. Pretty good actually, pretty good roll. Okay, now we need 2 cruelties. Oh, I actually am really low on alterations. I didn't realize I spent so many. That was a mistake. Whoops. Okay, we can adjust. Actually, it might end up being perfect. So we need Cruelty, we need Desecrate, so Desecrate is the top priority, so get that. And then we need Cruelty and Ally Focus, which we are pretty close to. Okay, we will need one more. That's fine. And then we need LMP. We're missing Cruelty. We can get one in a bit. By LMP. And we go shield charge. I should do lab first actually. For the minutes. Need to change my keybind here because everything's messed up. Cremation. Re-enable attack in place.
You stand before the gates of the Lord's labyrinth. Within these walls.
Re-enable Herald of Ash. And that's the swap, I think. I don't think I forgot anything important. Just need Cruelty after lab. And then we are ready to blast.
I need more mana.
Regret. Yoink, mine now.
When I'm ready.
Like, the shield charge speed is not amazing, but when Quicksilver is up with haste, it feels okay. Zero point where you stop picking up items to sell to vendor. I feel like that's a mistake. I mean, in a speedrun you would, but I think in like a League Star run, that is a big mistake to stop picking up items. Like, you wanna keep upgrading your gear during the story. Even if you are like playing on softcore, it's still worth it while leveling. He should be fast, it's just waiting for the lieutenants to come up.
You were born for this.
The shield is actually pretty good. I think we're gonna use it over that one. Sure.
Your lessons was completed, Ascendant.
It's an upgrade.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes the emperor protections, and the world entertains is to dance.
So next we go for Purity of Flesh and then Divine Judgment probably. Holy Fire is only damage over time, so I don't necessarily want to pick those notes this early. They don't do enough. So I'm gonna delay them until later. We just popped around it because that is where we wanna end up on our final skill tree.
This empire remains filled with emperors in waiting.
Not dress capped, I think, for fire, so I'm taking a load from those traps. 64. Yeah, I need to craft resist on my gloves or something when I'm out of lab. Is that the right way? It was. Now we try to go to... Should be here, right? Like, just right there should be an exit. Pretty sure that's how normal lab works. Yeah, nice.
An aspirant can afford to be promising.
Man, 7 people online. I haven't seen this many people online in a while. A live game confirmed, boys. Been kinda despair on the month 5 of Crucible when it comes to friend list. Understandable, so obviously, but people are gonna be back for league start.
Before your emperor, you are worthy. Before the goddess of justice, you are worthy.
A lot of items that I don't really need right now or can't loot. Elementalist, Ascend, click the exposure node. Then we ID everything here. Oh, 20 MS boots. Can I really use them though? Oh, let's find out.
Watch yourself.
Shield charge, faster attacks. I mean, I definitely can use them. Resist check. It's fine. We grab cruelty here.
Hello?
Cruelty. And we need to cap resist. Now the final POB is not ready because GGG doesn't want to give us info. I will start sharing my POB, or like I will update the commands when we actually know what support gems do we want to use. I guess they might not even be in POB anyways. By exposure over Ignite node, it's just more damage. The Ignite node doesn't really accomplish anything during the story. You already have a decent chance to Ignite. Exposure node is a lot of them. Pretty much always pick it up. You could pick the Ignite node if you want to, but you need to think about the fact that in the story you're not really Ignite build. Like, you do Ignite and you do kill with Ignite, but most of your damage, at least on single target, is hit based.
When I'm ready and not.
I mean, they can't really update POB until GG gives gem info, right? Like, that's basically what's holding us down in League Star Prep. It's the only thing we are missing. Don't need that waypoint. I'll pick it up. Wonder if I would pick it up on League Star, probably not. Any builds that got buffed in 3.22? Not really that we know of, right? There might be builds that get buffed by new uniques or new support gems, but
More mana.
I guess you could argue that like Hexblast Mines or like Hexblast in general got buffed. Hexblast crit, because they are reintroducing Sandstorm Visage. That is the one build you could easily argue. Like everything that plans on using Sandstorm Visage kinda got a big damage buff. Because I don't think that item is gonna be too rare. Because there's still Eternal Damnation on Lycia, right? And I'm assuming that Sandstorm Visage is not gonna be like the rarest. And then like we're all gonna get buffed by tattoos and whatnot. Like that is basically replacing Crucible. In terms of power. I mean, realistically speaking, if you had a perfect Crucible weapon, you're probably not gonna get as much, but if your Crucible weapon was like whatever, tattoos might actually be more power than Crucible. So it really depends on how much you interacted with previous league. Image is nice. We have a nice DPS here. This is why I feel like going shield is correct, though. Like it's not like we are ever lacking damage during this run. And I do like, without the dual wield nodes, I like shield charge a lot more. Again, this run is a bit slower, but I've been trying to explain stuff as we go and play it a little safer since it's a hardcore run too. I would rather not have to redo it. I've seen a very few builds with the staff from Sanctum. Usually it included the plume from Harvest as well. With the like final repeats grid or something. And it's like a battle mage build. That's what I saw with the staff. Because it has a lot of flat damage for battle mage. Appreciate the explanations. Yeah, if you have any questions of why I'm doing something, you should just ask, because if you have those questions, other people will have those questions, so I would be happy to answer them now. And this is not like a speedrun or anything, so I do try to keep up with chat as much as possible. In my inventory, sell everything that we don't need. Yeah, every other hit actually does damage. I think that's what it says on the staff. But if you combine it with the plume, it doesn't matter. But I mean, it's still a pretty big downside. It's just that was the only build with the staff that I saw that actually made sense to me. You don't like Rolling Magma? You should probably try to level with Rolling Magma. It's gonna be a lot better, because all the nodes that we are picking up are fire nodes. Like it's only 2 acts or 3 acts. You should try to get somehow convince yourself that you like Rolling Magma, otherwise you're not gonna have a good time. You can try Ooze Stormblast or Ooze Spark, but it is gonna be a lot worse. Blue Death. Hello? Why is it so hard to click? I don't even know what it gives. Socket colors? Yeah, you definitely want to click that. So I'll pick up all these Nico sulfides for the 10 alt card. Sometimes you get it. It's really nice when you get it on League Start. Like you can definitely use something else in Act 1. That is never the problem because you have spell damage nodes, but later on, the only real nodes we get is fire nodes, so it makes it a lot harder to use anything but Rolling Magma. Like obviously you can, I just would not recommend it. Do you ever skip magic packs? If I didn't have enough damage to kill magic packs, I would probably try to level in a different way. Unless it's like, obviously if I'm playing Ignite and it's a fire and resistant pack, I would consider skipping it if it's not dying. But if you have a problem killing every magic pack, that is, you should consider changing the way you level. Because you shouldn't have a problem killing magic packs in the story. Like you really shouldn't. Especially on a caster. But if it's like one pack every now and then, just skip it. You don't need to kill every blue pack. But skipping every blue pack would be pretty bad. Yo, Sushi, thanks for the raid. How is your league start prep going? What's the plans for the new league? Let me guess. You're gonna do some expedition farming. But yeah, welcome everyone from Sushi chat. We're doing a quick DD campaign run. I tried to explain a little more than usual, just for people to have something to follow for their league starters. So if you have any question because you wanna play DD or level with Arma Brand, just feel free to ask.
I need more mana.
Got baited into Hex Blast Mines? I don't think Hex Blast Mines are necessarily a bait. The build actually looks pretty good. I thought it would be a lot worse, but I watched some YouTube vids yesterday of Hex Blast Mines because people were talking about it, and honestly, looked better than I expected, even for mapping. Obviously for bossing Hex Blast Mines it's gonna be good, especially with Sandstorm Visage, right? But I was surprised how it looked for mapping. The AoE on it was decent. Well, that's a really good one, but it doesn't have an open prefix, sadly. You didn't know the drop rate on... Yeah, but I mean, like, do you really think there's gonna be 0 Sandstorm Visages for Sushi to yoink on trade side? Like, maybe you shouldn't recommend it to anyone, but people who actually know how to make currency, I don't think they will have a problem getting one. Like, we already know that Sanctum is gonna be available before, like, tier 16s. Like, they have shown low-level Sanctum books. So I don't think it's gonna be that rare, especially because I don't expect Sandstorm Visage to be the rarest item. I expect Eternal Damnation to be rarer than Sandstorm Visage. And it's not like the build doesn't function without it. Like, it's definitely a huge power spike, but it does function without it. I don't think everyone's doing Hex Blast Mines, but I've seen a few people being happy about it for sure. When do I switch to DD? You switch after Merclap. So, I mean, I call this a DD run, but realistically speaking, this is just Arma Krima run to Act 10. We are gonna continue the run afterwards, though. ID everything, sell everything.
I'm watching you.
I should grab the skill point here. I should have TP'd out maybe, so I don't have to walk as far. Am I doing this DD this league? I'm unsure what I'm playing for League Start. I think if I play Hardcore Trade, I will League Start DD. If I'm playing SSLF, I might play Colded instead. And undecided.
So
We'll
this
see.
is what the inside of a Karui king's head looks like. I hope they have more like this.
I'm not super excited about the race, but... So that's how it always goes, and then the race starts and you're happy you are playing. Is Lilith's DD guide good? I honestly don't know what the guide has in there, but it's probably okay. I mean, there's a lot of good DD POBs around. Like, I have a good DD POB, Ben has a good DD POB. But if you're looking for a guide, I'm sure this is gonna be making one. Nick made, I'm Exile made the guide last league for DD as well, so there's a lot of DD material out there, right? The build has been good for a long time. The only thing I would say about Exile's guide from last league is if you are in softcore, I would not follow the skill tree. I would definitely not go all the way to Scion. I'm not even going to Scion on hardcore. But it's not like it's bad, it's just like unnecessarily defensive. But there's a lot of good information in the guide regardless. Some of the new support gems, like specifically the sadism support or whatever it's called. Sadism, I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's probably gonna be very good with DD. Because you can keep refreshing your ignite. But I mean, we need to see some numbers first. Careful planning is a little sus for you in SSF. You shouldn't plan around it, right? But it's very efficient. So like eventually, I do think you wanna drop decks on your items and go careful planning. I mean, I'm gonna be in trade, most likely if I play DD. So I should have access to careful planning. We're about 5 minutes behind of where I would want to be time-wise, but... no big deal. What is this? Ruby Ring sucks. Everything else kind of bad, whatever. To get better at hardcore, should I try hardcore or die less in SC? If you have time to play and reroll if you die, I would suggest playing in hardcore. If you feel like if you die once or twice, you would quit the league, probably just try to learn in softcore. But like really hold yourself to this, like not dying. But there's still a pretty big difference between playing Deathless in softcore and playing in hardcore. At least for me there is. It's definitely a mental thing, but you just naturally take more risks in softcore. Even though it's small risks sometimes, you still do. The corpse number depends on which zone you are checking your DPS for. I think for like zone level 84 it's like 140,000, for zone level 85 it's like 155 if you have the notes on the skill tree. But most DD builds will have those notes, so I'm saying those numbers with them.
It's not often we get to erase our failures.
Oh, I walk through the boss straight up. SC is a good place to learn in general, but you need to have the mentality to learn when you play SC, otherwise it's very easy to just run it down mid over and over again and never improve. Usually you transition after Merclap. You have seen me kill either with Wave of Conviction. Oh, I have rounds with both, like full rounds with both Wave of Conviction and DD on !Watts on the YouTube channel, where pretty much every Ignite build levels with Armor Brand Cremation until Act 10. You finish Merclap and you switch to whatever Ignite build you want to play. But it is usually in Act 10 after Merclap. It's a good place to switch, because usually you can pick up a lot of gear during the story. That makes the switch a lot easier. Can you auto-spawn corpses? Not really, no. There's corpse walkers, but I highly don't recommend using them. They basically just don't do anything. And I think if you try to use them for clear, it will just slow you down rather than speed you up. Walk POB 1. What, do you want endgame POB or mid-game POB? Because like the YouTube, what I'm sure has import of the Wave of Conviction character. The problem with Wave of Conviction is I feel like you never want to play Wave of Conviction endgame. Like the reasons I would play Wave of Conviction is if I plan to respec to like EK or something in SC. EK Ignite. Because a lot of people do play EK Ignite. Or even like Vortex Ignite, right? Vortex Ignite is still pretty good. It's just Skin of the Lords being harder to obtain makes it kinda hard to switch early. Yeah, what is my name again? Thanks for the resub, much appreciated.
Been expecting you, witch. You and I are about to create the most beautiful of nightmares together. We'll go to bed now, little girl. Or do I need to tuck you in?
Now, exile! Now, exile!
If you have a problem, you just need to force yourself to use your currency. I sometimes do that too, or scarabs and stuff, where I just hoard them, and then quit the league without ever using them. There's no tips to it. You just gotta. I feel like the way PoE works is
What it means to
it's pretty hard to lose money whatever you do. Unless you like buying like wing scarabs, I guess you could lose money, but if you are just running random polished or even gilded scarabs, it's super free.
accept the gift of immortality.
I mean, I never do any exo shields or anything. I just assume I made profit, and usually that assumption is correct.
That would just make life complicated.
Like that is just how it is. It's pretty hard not to make profit. Let's grab Ignite Prolif here. Oh, you don't get Ignite Prolif, I forgot. Okay, let's grab Immolite.
They all leave me.
That's fine. About gameplay? I mean, sure. I'm talking about actually playing the game. Like, it's pretty hard to lose money playing the game. Oh, side's on. Gotta go there.
Ready and not
No reflect, be safe. I think that was a 4 link or something, but shouldn't need it. I think I heard 4B, so assuming it was full blue 4 link. But we have more than enough links right now. Vaal Ice Nova. Oh, it's highlighted because it's a gold gem. Stop stunning me, please. If you check the vids on that YouTube channel, you will be able to hopefully find the POBs you're looking for. At least the POBs at the end of the runs.
I need more mana.
Ooh, Vaal Orb. Okay, we might need that for Vaal DD. Getting a leveling guide. I mean, this is kind of gonna function as a leveling guide. Or well, at least this is gonna be like a proper run where I try to explain stuff more than usual. I don't know if you were here for the first few acts. I tried to explain stuff a lot more. But I think what I will do on top of that is make like not a written guide, just notes for which gems you want in each axe and which colors you're looking for. It's not gonna be like a proper guide, just like a little cheat sheet, because I feel like I could use one myself as well, and it could help other people too. Well, that's a really good rank. Oh, I can't use that. This is the problem of having
Fire ring.
what's it called? Stats on your items. It makes it a lot more annoying to switch. Ooh, another side zone. A lot of side zones over here. Again, reminder. I pick up every Vaal gem just to do the Vaal orb recipe. It's 7 gems and a sacrifice fragment. Any of the sacrifice fragments. I think if your build relies on Vaal skills, it's more than worth to do. So I do it on DD, I do it on Cold Dot at the very least. You can stop doing them if you get your main skill, but until then I would highly recommend doing the Vaal orb recipe. And I think you can justify doing it even if you get your main skill. Just because you usually need Vaal orbs for completion anyways. No, it's 7... Any 7 Vaal gems and 1 sacrifice fragments, and you get a Vaal orb. You don't get a Vaal version of anything. You just get a Vaal orb. I will show the recipe when I get to town next time because I have enough, so I feel like it would be a good time to showcase it. For the people who don't know. Because I have at least 5 gems in my stash, I'm pretty sure. I'll have 2 Valors. I'll probably go to Act 1 and buy 2 2 DDs to try to Vaal them. Just so I know whether I want to keep doing Vaal side zones or not. I will do that after Innocence. Yo, are there any mods? Could we get a prediction for the Vaal outcomes real quick? We have enough. We have time for like 5 minutes. Or I guess like a 2-minute prediction or something. Yeah, VPX, could you do it? We have 2 Vaal orbs, so just do like, will we get DD in 2 Vaal orbs? Three points. It's a free believe, right? Surely. There's no way we missed 2 in a row. Actually, I heard Steel Mage is online, and when Steel Mage is online, everyone's RNG goes down, so keep that in mind. Because like, when Steel doesn't play, everyone gets super lucky because his RNG gets evenly distributed between everyone. But now that he is back, it's a little scary. RF build, do you reckon it's worth dropping shield to get 60% increased damage from dual mastery? On RF, I would probably never drop shield. But sleep slam feels really awkward on RF compared to shield charge. It's just it makes RF not feel good. No, I don't use Brand Recall while leveling. I only use it when I play like pure Arma Brand Recall build, not when I play Arma Crema. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think you have the sockets for it either. You kind of want your Arma Brand to stay on the targets. Actually, I don't think I want to use this mana flask ever. It's too high. Actually, I can't really utilize it. Wrote up, but I'm sure Trigger was damaged, was applying to SRS. I don't know why it would be, but it did feel that way. Okay, we click Devotion. We need more resist. How many open suffixes do we have? Open suffix there. Open suffix on one of the rings. Open suffix on my shield. So we have 3 open suffixes. We can craft cold, cold, fire. That's pretty good. So the fire needs to be an alchemy craft, and the colds can be 2 transmute crafts, I think. Is that how we do it? We have 1 alchemy yet. That makes a lot of sense. I won't be able to loot this boss if anything good drops. I guess I will make room if it's something good, but my inventory is a mess right now. No, why does it have to move from my freak cremations, man? Because you don't get Ignite Prolove as a quest reward. And I don't think it's worth using 1 alchemy for it. Also, thanks for the reminder though. I do like dropping Prolove for Immolate. I would use Prolove on a 4-link if I would rather have Prolove than Cruelty. But I guess I shouldn't have thrown the item on the ground, or the gem. But I do think Immolate is better than Prolove is. I wanted to log out after Innocence, I forgot. It's fine, we can log out after the next zone. Means I have to make slot for the quest item, which we can drop this body armor. -1 chrome. Need to get better in general at looting chromes during the story. Speaking of looting chromes, that is one way to get some. Oh, another Vaal orb too. Well, the prediction says 2 Vaal orbs, so we stay by 2. But I will probably use all 3 if I missed on the 2. Jetting in flies feels so bad. Yeah, it gives you an extra reason to try not to do that, right? Need to think of it that way. Just need to play better instead. It's not easy though. We take Granite Flask here. This jewel doesn't matter, I take Cobalt usually. Oh, that's actually not bad jewel though. Guess we can keep it. It's very unlikely we use it, but it's not impossible. Okay, we have 3 gems in our inventory, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes,
And they're all 7 with a sacrifice fragment for another Vaal orb.
for freedom.
Take the skill point, go to Act 1.
what little help I
Detonate that. 1, 2. 1, 2. Well, I wouldn't want to be a believer right about now. Pretty unfortunate result. -3. Just outcome prediction. We didn't get DD into Vaal orbs. Damn, that prediction you guys really didn't believe, huh? A lot of winners. That was... The odds were definitely in the favor of believers there. But, I guess you guys just knew. I mean, I told you that Steelmate was online. The steel effect, yeah.
Tombstone ring.
You have literally managed to misspell my name 3 times in a row. I hope you're doing it on purpose.
Filtration. Portal.
I think the worst misspell that, not misspell, but like the worst nickname that people started using is Ventrua. When people fucking try to fit the Ru everywhere, man. That one's the worst. Speaking of Ru, has he decided on a league starter yet? Is he playing Pathfinder or CF? For high spamming early league? Probably. But it's not gonna be like the fastest heist build. In general, Witch is not exactly the best at farming heist, right? You don't really get move speed anywhere. But it can do it, for sure. That's nice. We have 3 skill points. Oh, we're getting resist. That's actually huge. I forgot about that. We need that resist pad. I mean, the best part about DD Ignite is just the amount of Ignite builds you can respec to, right?
when I'm ready and not
Like, I feel like that's like one of the strongest part about Elementalist is being able to switch builds at will. Because like the individual Ignite builds feel quite different. Like whether you're playing EK or Vortex, for example, Endgame, both feels very different. Or if you say DD, it also feels different, right? Like you can respec into Maul. There's just so much you can do on Elementalist. It's so nice. Love the class. Oh, we got our Vaal DD. I would say this is about average. We did like a lot of side zones and we used 3 Vaal orbs. So I would call this like, it's definitely not bad RNG, but not like extremely lucky either. I guess it's lucky to have 3 Vaal orbs by now though. And okay, it is a little above average, I would say. You probably not expected to have DD by this point of the progression. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get DD in like 90% of your runs if you do every side zone by maps and you do the Vaal orb recipe. Maybe 80%, not 90%. Worst case scenario, you can also run some sacrifice fragments, right? Which you should have a bunch of from doing side zones during the story. There's a Vaal orb recipe. Yeah, I just showcased it like 5 minutes ago. It's 7 Vaal gems plus sacrifice fragment. It gives you 1 Vaal orb. That's why I've been looting all the Vaal gems during leveling. I would say it's worth to do recipe in SSF softcore. I would say I probably wouldn't bother in SSF hardcore or trade league. Because in hardcore, not having Vaal or early will probably save your character. And in trade league, I don't think the recipe is worth it. That's how I view this. You can definitely justify doing the recipe, like continuing to do the recipe in hardcore. But I start skipping side zones after I get my Vaal DD personally. Because I'm not necessarily in a rush to get Vaal orbs. If that makes sense. Okay, so we are crafting... Okay, we're gonna do rare belt. Let's do title first real quick. Actually, before we start crafting. Makes sense.
But it cannot be extinguished.
Yeah, Valors are pretty expensive on League Start, that's true. How much are they usually on SC trade? Like probably a little over 1C. 2C each? Damn. Not bad. Oh yeah, Vaal gems are a lot easier to buy than Vaal orbs on... like, if you are in Trade League, you don't buy Vaal orbs to Vaal a gem. You usually buy Vaal orbs to... for map completion. Okay, we get a heavy belt here, and then we cap our rest in hideout. Careful, don't die to the boss. Oh, that's a really low strength. Hopefully that's enough still. Oh, that belt is insane though. It's like one of the best belts you can have at this point. Let's craft fire res here and cold res here. I should have done it the other way because now this ring gets very cold res heavy. But we are res capped. Not bad. What was the Kitava time, chat? Do you guys remember? And it was probably around 150, sorry. 50 minutes. I wish it was around 50 minutes. Where's my flame dash? There. 150, yeah. 150 is fine. Like, doing side zones takes a little bit of time, right? So, like, realistically, the run was pretty good. It's just, my early game was mediocre, and side zones takes like 5 minutes extra or something. Not upset. Generally, for me, the rule of thumb is 2 hour Act 5 Kitava, 4 hour Act 10 Kitava is good. Is there a variable Hierophant starter for hardcore? Colded is very good. Colded Hierophant is actually... I mean, I guess I shouldn't call it underrated because people actually talk about it now. Oh my god, I almost died. I was not paying enough attention there. But that build is very good. And... stop stunning me, please. What is with the zone? As we get discipline and training soon. I do want to get determination into my build sooner rather than later, instead of Herald of Ash. So I will have to start clicking reservation notes. Sorry, I got interrupted there. Whatever question I was answering, can you please ask again? Oh, it was the Hyro question, right? I was gonna say that Colded Hyro is very good, and I think there's some totem builds that are probably pretty good, but I'm not a totem expert. Like, I know Shockwave Totem is good once you get Astra Projector and have decent gear. People have been hyping up Ice Spear Totems for bossing, where you use like Free Spill Totems for map. I don't know how good that is. I've seen Ball Lightning Totems be playable, but definitely like the best Hierophant League Star build is Colded. Colded Hierophant is like pretty close to being the best Colded. I don't think it's better than Elementalist, but I do think it's the second best. And the endgame version of it is actually very strong.
I need more mana.
I guess there's a brand recall build that Junk loves. I don't know if he loves it. That jungle like posted like last league. I personally tried that build, didn't like it at all, so I can't recommend it. Oh yeah, Stormburst Totem is good damage too, but clear on that build is pretty bad. Like totems are definitely playable, but I would recommend Coldot over totems. I'm not sure why exactly you wanna definitely play Hyro, but if you don't mind playing Coldot, I would recommend Coldot. Hyro is a very strong class now, like very, very strong. After last patch, when they actually gave it like 30% more damage with the Arcane Surge node, it became really good. Any good minions early except SRS, not a minion expert. I'm assuming animate weapon is probably as good as SRS, but more annoying to play. And other than that, you would have to ask elsewhere about minion tips. Like, I don't like suggesting stuff that I haven't tested played myself. Pac did a dumb blow run actually the other day, and it looked good for mapping, but it was really bad for bossing, like really bad for bossing. But it did look really good for mapping on a 4-link with like no weapon. So if you wanna check dumb blow, you could go twitch.tv/Pac_HC and check his VOD from like 2-3 days ago. I don't want to die here. So I think after I pick up the starting nodes in Templar, I'm gonna go Determination next. So I will have to pick up the reservation nodes. You think DD with the new gem? I mean, DD is good even without the new gem, but the new gem... I look at it the other way around. I feel like DD is the reason why the new gem has potential. Okay, those boots are really good. I need 2 green though. Well, I don't need 2 green. I could have kept them, but too late now. Might have rest issues after I equip these boots, hopefully not. We are a little low on cold. But it's not the worst. Probably good enough to just keep playing. I mean, the reason why I think the new gem is gonna be good for DD is because the skill tree that I go for picks up 0 burning damage faster. So unless the gem is like super undertuned, it should be very good for the build. Like the gem would have to be like criminally undertuned for it to not be good in the DD build. Because I have a lot of duration on my ignite, so I can easily drop some through ignite deals damage faster, and if the gem is not good in this scenario, it's never gonna be good in any scenario. So the gem better be good for the DD. Desecrate is not on my main bar, it's on my secondary bar. So in case you don't know, there's 2 skill bars in PoE. You can keybind both of them separately, and if you hold control, it shows the secondary bar. But you can also rebind it. So for me, it's on E, but it's not showing on the main bar. When are they posting gem values? Usually it happens during the week leading up to the league. Like, they're not gonna post it on the weekend, so I would expect it during like Monday, Tuesday time. maybe Wednesday, but hopefully Monday or Tuesday. And the sooner the better, right? No. You don't need to press... You only press Control to show it, but you can keybind stuff to non-control keybinds in the settings. I think a lot of people don't actually know that. Because it is a very common question. Man, I can't imagine this game. I mean, the reason you didn't really need more keybinds back then is because there was a lot less utility stuff. Nowadays, the game just wouldn't work without a second bar. Like, so many builds would just straight up not be really functional. No, it's basically the way it works is when you are dual wielding, Spellblade will give you like 120% total, right? That's how it works. Of like whatever the number is on the gem. We don't actually know what the number is on the gem. So if the number on the gem was 200%, it would give you 120% of that. But it all depends on how they decide to tune it. I don't expect it to be super high personally, but I know some people are very hopeful regarding that gem. But basically they wanted to give you a reason to be able to dual wield and make it slightly better. I mean, what he's saying is basically it would be 200 for one weapon and what would it be for double weapon? It would be like 60% of it would be 240, right? Basically. If you had the same weapon in both slots. When dual wielding. Which like I feel like that's very unreasonable. Especially I don't expect the number to be higher than 100% or very close to 100%. And even at that value, it's pretty strong with certain weapons. Like Rebuke of the Vaal, Elementalist, Ignite with Shaper of Flames could be decent. That's definitely not true. I think if it's 200, it's like borderline OP. It doesn't work with 200s, it's sad. Yeah, can't use... Caster 200s are cool. I feel like they shouldn't prohibit us from using caster 200s. But it's not a big deal. Because it is a big sacrifice to use a caster... I missed again. Caster 200. How do I never get this first try, man? Lose a link for it? Yeah, but I mean, you should be comparing it to stuff like Added Lightning, right? It's not really that difficult to be better than Added Lightning, but obviously you need to adjust the rolls on your weapon for it, so it is hard to estimate how good it's gonna be. It's just one of those things where we do need numbers to be able to tell. Hey, but 40% more is very, very strong, right? Like 40% more with no downside as a support is good nowadays. Especially when it's spell damage too, because spells usually don't have that amazing support gems. Like dot builds have decent support gems. I feel like spells don't, like hit-based spells. But obviously it depends, right? Like it's one of those gems that probably has to be balanced around the top end, like the best case scenario, which will make it useless in most cases. That's why I'm not like holding out my breath for Spellblade. I don't think it's gonna be super OP, but we'll see. Hopefully it's good. Shaper of Flames if align multi-element hit and all elements added together to calculate ignite, or does it only the biggest one count? It's all elements together. It takes all your damage, and then it pretends all damage is fire. Well, I mean, it doesn't pretend that, but it takes all your damage and inflicts an ignite based on all the different types. It's one of the reasons why Elementalist EA is not like absolutely awful, because you can actually scale like Flood Lightning or Flood Cold from like Blizzard Crown and stuff. Like, a lot of Elementalist builds actually do use that, right? Like, for example, Wave of Conviction and Ignite wouldn't really be playable without Chamber of Flames. Or like Arc Ignite. I guess Arc Ignite you could go Stormfire, but still. Also, one more comment to Spellblade. Isn't Spellblade technically better on non-Inquis than it is on Inquis? Because you already have Battle Mage on Inquis, and it already gives you a lot of flat, right? So you would rather use it on a class that doesn't have access to Battle Mage. I understand what you're going for there, but I don't know if it's actually best to use it on Inquis. It might be, but... like, technically the second set of flat damage would be like lower total increase. Or percentage increase, not total increase. Is Krima still the best even after the orb nerf? That doesn't change anything. What do you mean orb nerfs? Orb nerfs just mean you cannot use Trinity and the new support. Like, nothing really changed for Krima. And do I switch to DD? Act 10 after Mercloud. It means you can only have one. I don't think that's what it means. In cremation case. I think there's still gonna be 3 geysers maximum limit. I would be very surprised if they cut it down to 1. The skull is not OP enough to ever need to nerf it by like to 1/3 of the damage. So it would make no sense. I think they just like to put the orb tag on something that hits a lot of times in general. +1 fire cast speed. Fire damage to spells, lightning damage. I mean, if I wasn't DD or planning to go DD, that would have been a really good scepter at this point. I could even use it right now, but I don't really have the colors to use it. Guess I could use it if I find different gloves. When do I swap to Determination? I'm gonna equip Determination very soon. I'm about to start clicking Reservation Notes, and when I finish the Vaal, I will click Determination instead of Herald of Ash. I could already be Determination as well here, like it wouldn't be bad to switch to it a little earlier.
So courageous.
Okay, this is where I start clicking Reservation Notes.
Example of womanhood. I simply knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Or my husband.
This is not bad, but it's not that insane. It doesn't have spell damage, right? And it's full on prefixes. It's good. Still +1. I should use it if I can. Which basically means if I get good gloves. Is there no quest that rewards gloves? Actually? There's a helmet reward, there's a boot reward. I don't think there's a glove reward, right? Never thought of that. There's 2 jewel rewards, right? Act 5 and Act 8. Yeah, I don't think there's a glove reward during the campaign. Like, I tried to think about it. Guess I just need to loot some on the ground. Like good old times. So just loot gloves on the ground. Boys, just loot some gloves on the ground. Speaking of these gloves, if you haven't seen the latest video of how to get basically perma-adrenaline and onslaught while mapping, I mean, I highly recommend watching that. These gloves are so OP, I love them. I wish I could just use them on this run, but you can't really get an easy source of lead for DD. Check for gloves here. Oh, those gloves would be kinda nice. Sure. That works. That works for me. I mean, that's kinda good. Resist, fire resist not even breaked. Okay. Didn't really understand it. Basically, the video is about the fact that you can leech or you can gain leech instance while over-regening your degen. Because the degen basically puts you at like 99.99% life instead of 100. So even though you are like over-sustaining your RF or Blood Rage, you can still gain leech instances and lose them to be able to gain Adrenaline and Onslaught from those gloves. Which on League Start is like what, 45% move speed, gas speed, attack speed? It's very, very good. All you need is some sort of leech. And then some sort of degen too. Which, getting Blood Rage into a build is pretty much never bad, even on casters, and if you can run RF, that's even an extra reason to run, like... If you're playing a spell build that can run RF, you're running RF anyways, right? Slayer doesn't work for it, sadly. Because you need to lose your leech instance. Oh, I forgot to allocate Pantheon. Don't be like me, allocate your Pantheons. Yes, I'm playing currently a witch. It's an Elementalist. And most likely League starting witch too. Because both of the builds I want to play are Elementalist. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I kind of forgot that Adrenaline gives you 100% increased damage too. I always think of Adrenaline as speed more than damage, but yeah, it does give a lot of increased damage too. Which Melis? Well, the trauma support that they showed, or like they described, apparently it's supposed to only add flat fist. So it's not even which support, like which gems you expect to play with them, it's more like which weapons, which would be Pillar of the Cage God and Rose Breath. Which are like the 2 weapons that would make sense with it. But we'll see when we actually see the gem info. I hate that we can't really speculate on the gems well enough, or like actually plan with them. I guess we can speculate, but it's rough to not have the info. It seems like it's gonna function different than actual Bone Shadow for Trauma. Yeah. But we'll see. I would want to have Determination here. So I do want to click Determination a little earlier. Not by much, but like 2-3 levels earlier. Act 7 without Determination can be a bit scary. I am expecting the info on like Tuesday, probably. Like it will be enough time to plan with the gems, but it would be way nicer to have it now. Supports are not numerically underwhelming, same. Like, as much as the utility on a support gem is nice, if it doesn't give you enough damage, it's kinda unusable in the current PoE. Like, there's so many supports that would be good if they just had more damage on them, right? Like, I feel like a perfect example of this is Life Tap. Life Tap, if it had 0 damage, nobody would use it. People would rather solve mana. But because it gives enough damage for people to be like, okay, that's not that much of a damage loss, you know? This is a utility support that is worth sacrificing a little bit of damage for, because we can gain the damage elsewhere for it. But if it had 0, nobody would use it. I like how part 2 of this run is like very comfy. You just don't change anything. Basically until like that, and just like loot some gear, prepare it for later. Did I end up allocating my Pantheon? Or did I forget again? I forgot again. Chat, please. Next time I'm in town, just remind me, because I'm clearly too dumb to remember myself. I'm gonna take a short break probably after Act 10, but I will do some mapping afterwards. Or maybe tomorrow, not sure yet, but definitely continue this run. It's just, I want to do one proper leveling run a day to upload to YouTube. And then after this run, I don't know if I'm gonna go straight into the map or look at some POBs or talk about League starters. We'll see. But I definitely plan on playing this character into maps over the next few days. Do I like football? Not particularly. I mean, I used to watch quite a bit. Nowadays, I don't watch as much. Oh, please. But sometimes. Mostly just big matches, like Champions League and stuff. Do I have enough points? I do, okay. This is where we drop Herald of Ash and get Determination then. Mana is good enough.
I need more mana.
This is a good time to get Determination in for sure. Ideally, I would have it like at the start of Act 7 or something, because Act 7 can be pretty rippy if the EK goes in script and whatnot, but... Does anyone know if Dirty Dance, Forbidden Right Pathfinder is hard to get? It has pretty high gear requirement, yeah. Pretty much any... If you start any question by asking, is Dance build hard to get? Usually the answer is yes. I have a ton of life. How many wheels is that? I have Crow Preparation, I have part of Purity of Flesh, I have Devotion, and I have Discipline and Training. So it's basically 3 wheels and Templar starting notes. Oh, and I guess I have the life notes here too. Oh, we do have a decent amount of life, yeah. Dude, Dan is exactly the type of player that goes from 2C gear to like 20 divine gear in each slot. He doesn't like doing like intermediate updates much. I somehow didn't find Red Ticket. I don't really know where it was. I don't really want to do Delirium, not with a Brankin Pantheon especially. for doing delirium. I mean, it still rewards, right? Like you still get loot from it. Especially if it's like a currency or unique delirium, they're like super worth doing. If it's armor or weapon, I mean, it's way easier to justify canceling those, but if it's currency or unique delirium, those are very tempting to do and very rewarding usually.
When I'm ready, and not
Come on now, don't got all day.
just in time.
I think it's gonna loop here. Okay, Pantheon before we forget again. New boots maybe? Unlikely though, my boots are very good.
I thank you. There's an
That ring is okay. Let's keep that.
journey well.
Need to find the ticket here. I think a lot of people skip a lot of stuff while leveling, especially like looting rares in general. People are like, oh, I'm not using this endgame. Why would I loot it or like check what it is? It sometimes you find items during leveling that you end up using till level 90. I'm not saying to loot every rare. Obviously, you need to skip some, but it is worth clicking some loot while leveling. Usually, also makes the leveling smoother. That craft is very important. I won't get to use it this round because my my weapon doesn't really have slot for flat fire or fire damage, but it is a fire damage rank 2, which usually at this point of the time you are looking for to replace your initial weapon. So I highly recommend picking up that craft. In their ticket, just make sure you don't skip it, because usually you will find a good use out of it. Okay, we get 2 skill points here, we get a quartz flask here. You could take Jade if you are not a silver flask believer, but I'm a big silver flask believer, so I'm taking quartz here and then silver flask in Act 10.
Fair winds and calm seas.
I could drop one of the Quicksilvers here for a granite, maybe. But I don't know if I want to do it. Probably should. I think I will do it at the start of Act 9. 1% effect of auras. Okay. Yeah, Pantheon should be changed. Got also in upper prison. Upper prison is actually a solved layout, kinda, but there's a lot of different layouts. You can probably check the layout there. I think that website has every single Act 1 layout, if you actually want to learn a little bit. Pinpoint. I have actually not tried Pinpoint. I don't think it would be good, but I haven't tried it.
Wisdom is the offspring of suffering.
I mean, if I had an extra blue, I would probably run Conk Effect anyways. Cremation has a lot of possible links. Like you can run a lot of stuff on Cremation. Like, I could be running GMP right now for some extra damage too, instead of LMP, but I don't even want to spend the alchemy because I think I have enough damage. Cremation is just so strong.
I need more mana.
Did I go the right way? I did.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor
50.
strikes with
I'm a little unsure what I would want to be. I would want to be like 2 levels higher ideally here. Probably skip too much. But I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm still getting 100% XP. It's just nice to have more damn and more... not even live, just more damn, honestly. On your armor brand. Cremation does enough pretty much always. Can I somehow cup my cold dress? I don't think I can. I would need a new body armor. Or topaz ring, maybe. Yeah, I was afraid that would happen the second I take it off again. I cannot stress enough how important it is to be mindful of what items with stats you equip while leveling. Thankfully, this pathing does have access to 30 dex and 30 strength if you need to, like, pick something band-aid type. Where, like, oh, I have no other way of solving this right now. But I do try to not click those nodes unless it's, like, a huge emergency. So my amulet is really bad, right? Yeah, it literally has one. It's basically a white amulet that has crafted cold dress.
An aspirant can afford to be promising, and you must navigate your empire through trouble. Claw your way to the top. The trap of tyranny is
What else do I need? Just loot everything. Loot a lot. Get... I go convergence here pretty much on every elementalist. The AoE is so nice for clearing and you get single target damage. I love that node. As much as people complain about conditional nodes, that is the one node where conditional doesn't feel bad. Okay, that amulet is good. That ring is good. We are getting some solid upgrades here. I think I'm gonna be super overcapped in fire res, yeah. Which is honestly not bad, because you can get the regen node. Oh, that is a really good belt too. That was insane looting session there. I got so many like solid items. Don't think I will be using the belt because my other belt is pretty good. And I would be too low on strength. Actually, would I be? Maybe it is worth clicking. Oh, we can just equip it. We do have some cold res issues, but we can just fix it by crafting there. The conditional on Elementalist actually makes a lot of sense. Because it only gives you damage when you need it, and it only gives you clear when you need it. I should grab the higher life. This is a pretty good amulet. I don't know. I feel like sometimes GGG misses hard with the conditional stuff, like Heartstopper. But, for example, I saw people complain about the new node that gives you like 30% physics extra for 4 seconds every 10 seconds, basically like a chieftain old node replacement. I think that node makes a lot of sense, especially because it's fire damage, right? Like the theme they're going for there is Ignite, and it makes sense for that, especially since you can refresh Ignites. What do you think about mulling Warbender and Protector for Pekong? It's kind of the same question as mulling like Warbender for this build, right? Like, you're probably not making that time back, but it's gonna feel nicer to play. All the way. But you do, like, I'm assuming you're talking about the Ranger. You do library on Ranger, so eventually you get it anyways, right? But I understand if you want to have it earlier. Just mule, like, at some point, like, I would rather be 3 minutes slower than have a worse time while leveling. Like, the 3 minutes really don't matter. Like, they don't. They actually don't. And if it makes you hate leveling less, it's more than worth it, right? Oh, you do get Weaponized Ranger? Oh, so it would be just for Protector. You're not milling for Shield Charge. Shield Charge is actually too far to mill. Like, you are just better off waiting till Library. I'm low on mana flask. I'm just gonna refill. Probably trying to mechanic in Act 1. I don't know if I'm doing League Mechanic. I guess if I'm leveling solo, I probably will do some while leveling. If I'm leveling with Quantric, I probably don't want to slow him down, but if I'm leveling solo, I will probably do League Mechanic while leveling, just to like explore it, see how it goes. It's usually fun. Gonna wait for loot here. Usually I skip this, but my gear is not amazing. Not doing the race? I don't know if I am. I haven't decided yet.
I need more mana.
I don't want to ruin my sleep just to have a shot at the race. Because League Start is just such a bad time. But I'm sure if I actually started, I would enjoy it. Just, we'll see. I am undecided. I've been thinking about it a lot. I also feel like not doing the race is kind of better streaming content as well. Unless you actually do well in the race. Because you get to read chat, interact with chat, talk with chat. Do League Mechanic, which people usually are curious about how it is.
When I'm ready and not before.
So like from streaming perspective, unless you plan on doing well in the race, it's kind of better not to race. Because racing kind of prevents you from actually interacting with your chat properly. If you really want to do well. If I'm racing, I'm trying to do well. That helmet is very good. Shield is decent too.
Be careful.
I don't know. The way I see it, Melon, is race is only hype if you are like top 2, top 3. If you are not up there, so basically, unless you are, you know, fucking up your sleep. I mean, it is only 2 days, but I mean, you know how my schedule is, right? I wake up at 6 AM. And the league starts at 11 PM. It's definitely not ideal. It's most certainly not ideal. Because like I would wanna go to sleep like pretty early. But if you're racing, you don't really have that option. That's why Gauntlet race is good. Like I feel like in Gauntlet I can go to sleep and won't lose out on too much. Yeah, it is like 2 sessions, so I'm expecting it to. I'm expecting first place to be claimed during second session. So playing on EU schedule is not really an option. Because that would just mean an extra sleep before the race is over. But I mean, we'll see how it goes, right? Maybe people are overestimating themselves. Or maybe enough people. Like, I say I expect it to be 2 sessions, but realistically there's like 3-4 people that could actually get there in 2 sessions. So if those people have an incident or don't drop Cortex, the race might very well be longer, right? And then you have like the day 3, day 4, you know, the Steel Mage and Alkaisers are gonna come in. Yeah, Cortex RNG might be rough for the race. Very frustrating if you are on the bad side of it too. Like, imagine you're ready to enter, your build's good, and then you don't get a Cortex, and your opponents do. I really don't like the fact that Cortex is in. Oh, and Uber Elder, I guess too. Oh, I forgot about that. I feel like it should be... I don't know. I don't know how you do it, because like, the thing is, Uber Elder is very nice to watch. I wish they just let us shuffle the fragments on Harvest, man. I mean, the fragments are 50-50 drop. It wouldn't even have an impact on Trade League. Like, it really wouldn't. I'm gonna grab the region notes next. Well, not region notes, but grab that. Then after this, we already start going to right side. We don't really know what exactly the new Maven Keystone is gonna accomplish. Something that will require a lot of testing, whether it's good or bad for... I'm assuming it's gonna be good for Guardians. Light of Divinity, I'm not speccing it on purpose to save a skill point. You can spec Light of Divinity for sure, it's not bad. Giving it 100% triples the Cortex chance. If it does, then yeah, it's gonna be a lot more reasonable to farm Cortexes. I mean, you farm your Acres and Embers and then you just switch to boss rushing with Maven. You should have enough maps by then. I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be very good, the new Keystone. Because like, I feel like Maven has been like a joke for way too long. The Maven influence, so I hope it's gonna be good. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna kill people, man. It's most certainly gonna kill people. But that's a good thing, right? Automatic cursing with that note. Yeah, a curse on hit. Gonna be interesting. Usually people can tank it, yeah. But if you get hit by that plus something else, you will die. If you mean like the curse script.
I need more mana.
The curse script Nova and stuff. Oh, those gloves are kinda good. Not open suffix, but live chaos stress. It would spawn it the same way. Like, the bosses are gonna have the same AI and functionality that they have in 10 ways. I'm pretty sure. Or like in Maven Crucible. Yo, thanks for the raid, much appreciated. Hope you had a good stream. We are doing a quick DD campaign run. Well, quick Arma Brand Krima campaign run with the intention to respec into DD. You guys have any questions? Feel free to ask anything. Well, ideally regarding this build, but you can try asking anything. Just, don't guarantee the answer. Oh yeah, reminder, in case you for some reason decide to level with anything but Arma Crema, you need to level your Desecrate for DD. It's not a problem because since we level with Arma Crema, we always level our Desecrate. But in case you don't for any reason, you definitely should. When are you supposed to switch? I don't know if suppose is the right word, but I do switch after Merc Club. What's my zodiac sign? I don't know the words for it in English. It's some Aquaman guy. I don't know what the word is it for English. It's gonna be Aqua something something. Aquarius, that sounds correct. Ocean man. Yeah, my zodiac sign is an ocean man. Listen, I don't care about zodiac signs in my own language. You think I care about them in English?
Don't do anything.
Good to be well.
See you.
I'll save these buffs. Okay, I know nobody else does this. I am a left side injurer here, okay? I always go Grand Promenade. I don't know why nobody else does it. Having Grand Promenade is very good. But no one wants to agree with me. I think it's literally just faster. It's not a big difference though. I mean, it's not about, like, it doesn't matter which side you do first, but most people don't do left side. I mean, as far as I know, most people just go from Solaris to through Harbor Bridge. Yeah, but it's cringe. Yeah, but it's free name and lights. Worst case scenario. You don't necessarily need Bava's Waypoint because you can go from Lunaris Concourse or whatever it's called. By doing right? I mean, I do right and then I do left. Most people do right and then they go through middle. That's the difference. Running out of mana now. I've been getting so many Vaal side zones after I got my Vaal DD. Actually insane. I wonder if in hardcore trade side zones are just worth doing, because pretty much everyone in hardcore trade is gonna play DD, Cold Snap, Ward Chief, Vaal Molten Shell. Like, I feel like you're gonna be able to sell Vaal gems for quite a bit. I might just do side zones while leveling. Yeah, both ways, it's pretty much the same amount of zones. Well, actually, that's not true. You get to skip Harbor Bridge, but I mean, I don't necessarily feel like doing Harbor Bridge is a downside. Wait, what the? Oh. Wait, there's a second... Wait, if you just release a YouTube video about an item, you just drop it twice while leveling? Oh, I might just release a Mageblood vid before league start. It's a quick Mageblood vid. It's actually insane getting these gloves twice. I mean, they're probably not worth much because they're so common. But they are very, very strong. I love those gloves. Hey guys, Ventrua here with a video about this underrated belt that you guys should definitely try out next league start. It's called Mageblood. It allows you. It's basically a Ward's Pathfinder, That's not that big of a deal, but it is pretty nice if you drop it on day 1. Oh, I think in hardcore trade you can view Vaal gems probably more, like, there's so many Vaal gems that you can probably sell for 1C or more. Like, think about it, right? Vaal Grace, Vaal Molten Shell, Vaal War Chief, Vaal Cold Snap, Vaal DD, Vaal Flame Blast, Vaal Haste. Oh, actually Vaal Haste, I don't know if it sells for that much. Vaal BB wouldn't sell in hardcore. I guess it's Cold Snap versus BB. It's the difference in those between the leagues. But like, there is a decent amount of Vaal gems that are actually worth selling. And I think in SC, people buy stuff like Vaal Absolution too. And hardcore people don't really play minions. I haven't seen anyone use Vaal Arctic Armor, man. I don't know if it's actually good.
Bring me back something nicer.
Vaal zones are very rippy though. So there's an argument to skip them there. Like, it's very easy to die in a Vaal side zone, and if it has like a haste mod or this has extra minus max something. Or people just dying to reflect because they cannot read. Especially the map side zones can be rippy, but like even in the story they can be. Because the mob types in there are sometimes pretty bad. I'm kind of curious about the bow sides on Keystone. Oh yeah, they are changing them actually. We'll see how that works. Because those changes will probably apply to campaign side zones too, right? Wonder if that will mean that they're better or worse. Last time I played DD, majority went Necro, according to Purigen. They nerfed Necro a lot. Necro used to have 50% corpse life, it doesn't have it anymore. Like, that's the main reason. Right now, Elementalist just does way more damage than Necro does, probably like 30% more. And defensively, they have different type of defense, but I like Elementalist defense honestly more, the Aegis, compared to having Bone Offering. But Bone Offering's not bad. But I do highly suggest Elementalist. It also gets more AoE. And easier way of getting Ignite chance. It's just good. Elementalist is very, very good. It also has more builds to respec into. Well, I guess you can respec from Necro, so maybe that's not an argument, but... basically comes down to damage for the most part. And they have reduced Necro damage a few leagues ago. I've played actually Necro DD this league too. Played like 4 Elementalists, but played 1 Necro DD, and it felt okay for mapping, but you definitely felt the single target deficiency on bosses. Not map bosses, but like either Exarch, it felt a little meh. Long are the days where we just play DD on like Inquis and Necro and whatnot. Like, DD is strong, but it's not that strong. Like, outside of Elementalist, I feel like the skill is just like kind of mid damage wise, because it does have limited scaling, right? Like, it has very high base damage, but it doesn't scale with gem levels. So it makes it a lot harder to scale high if your Ascendancy doesn't give you a lot of dam. Even though the base damage on DD is insanely high. Yeah, or PA time is actually gonna be pretty good. What is the corpse life? So it depends on which zone you want to POB for, whether it's 83 for maps, 84 for like normal bosses, or 85 for Ubers. But it's... I don't know the exact numbers, I have them written somewhere, but 130,000 for tier 16, 140-ish for tier or for 84, and 150 for 85. Works well enough. It's close enough, those numbers. Or you can check PoEDB and check Kitava Herald numbers and multiply them by 1.1, since you will probably have the corpse nodes. Yeah, exclamation mark BODs. Oh, or do you mean POBs for the...
Too much clutter.
I don't have any POBs finished yet because I'm waiting for the gem changes, if you mean POBs. I have a DD POB somewhat finished, but I haven't really looked at other stuff too much yet. Calm's hard, maybe? I don't even... I guess the best calm item is gloves now, right? Keep forgetting those are calm item. I think so, yeah. I think the sadism support is gonna be really good for DD. I don't know if people would use like as it comes hard. I think some, I mean, clearly like Relic of the Pack builds would use it, right? Or like Rapid builds would use it. But like a random build, I don't know. Probably not.
See ya.
Yeah, default forces are pretty much mandatory on DD. Because you can't always get the best corpse, so... Actually, I should just click here first. Please, current one. Not really. Outside of Rough Pit and Relic of the Pact, if your build has equipped counts, it's pretty much confirmed bad. Not always, but it's probably suboptimal. I take default when I start doing Eater and Exarch. Like my quest Eater Exarch is when I spec into default forces usually. I don't think you need it before that. And then I usually just keep it. Not always, sometimes I spec out, but usually I just keep it afterwards, depending on where my character is gear-wise. So I would plan them around like level 85 to 90. In that range is where I would plan on picking up both second curse and default forces usually. I don't know where the quest item is. Probably was there. I just missed it. I don't think it's good on EA at all. Don't you already have a lot of burning faster on attack builds from... What's the build called? Dead and Done? Like, I feel like it's a lot better on ignite spells than it is on ignite attacks. Unless you plan on using Magebot, then I guess it changes a bit, but then you're putting a Magebot on a ignite attack build. This feels unnecessary. Submichi. Raider. I don't know if there's any good Raider builds. I mean, you can play like Toxic Rain or Lightning Arrow, but they're generally better on Pathfinder or Deadeye respectively. Like, if you really want to play Raider, I would probably play Toxic Rain on League Start. Will there be a Ranger run? Probably not, I'm sorry. I know Tai has done a Ranger run, and Many has done a Ranger run. There's been some Ranger runs done over the last week on Twitch. So I recommend checking out those. I don't like Eye of Malice. I would never map with Eye of Malice personally. If you want a boss on it, you could, but it's really difficult to fit in. If you want to actually suppress cap, it's pretty much impossible. If you want to run Cloak of Flame as well. And I just don't think it's worth it. Not a fan of Eye of Malice. The unique helmet I'm a fan of though is Elevor. Early Elevor is super good. I might actually buy Elevor early on if I play in trade. Where's the thing? I was so sure it was there. Am I starting hardcore trade? I'm still undecided between hardcore trade and the SSF race. If I play the SSF race, I'm probably migrating to trade afterwards anyways, but not sure yet. I do expect to eventually restart SSF, I'm sure, over the league, but I do want to do some hardcore trade. That league can be very enjoyable. And I haven't played it since Sentinel, I think. I think Sentinel League Star is the last time I played hardcore trade. So I think it's a good time to play again. Yeah, this time it's actually pretty good. Any way to proc the leech gloves with traps? I mean, technically your shield charge procs them, because the gloves already give you leech. So like when you are shield charging into packs, it has a chance to proc it. Pretty big chance too, but it kind of requires you to shield charge into packs. Otherwise, I don't think there's any good way now. Level 58. I would like to be like level 60 here instead of 58. So I do want to kill a little more next time. I'll keep that in mind for next run. Oof, I thought I was gonna get hit there. Should be a mechanic in PoE too. You can equip 2 different gloves or boots. That should be an ascendancy, but you get only half of stats from each glove or boot. Like it divides the stats, but you would be able to like combine some. I wonder how good that would be actually. I don't know how it would interact with certain unique effects. But there is like a lot of good unique gloves. But for example, I don't know how you would get half of Rampage. You know? Should do this since. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. You could make it half as effective. Yeah, there would be ways to do it. Maybe in PoE 3. Feel like we're not gonna get PoE 3 for a while. Even announced. We're pretty far away from PoE 2 release.
The Emperor must bear 2 blades. Hope in the left hand, surety in the right.
On quartz flask now. I think it's time to switch to decent flasks. I should actually try to roll them though. The XP is decent. But being shocked is not the worst too. Maybe like this. Sure. Works for now. Ooh. What is this essence mob? There's like... This is what, 2 third essence in 1 zone? Did I just see cycling damage reduction? I'm leaving. I'm leaving, man. Why does this mod still exist? I don't understand. Like, why? Why do you exist? Cycling damage reduction in Sanctum? Oh no. I forgot about that.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah. That is pain actually. Just thinking about that. Okay, my hello life loss is actually bleed removal, which is good for the next zones. What could you have done wrong when you switched to detonate dead? Have you added a spectre to your desecrate pool? Did you level your desecrate? Those are like the 2 most common mistakes people do. Did I get lucky with the scepter again? This filter is really good at highlighting rare weapons, so you really don't miss any. So that helps. I mean, the scepter is good, but it's not gonna be that good for DD. Sanctum had 0 rares, they were all uniques. And sometimes I feel like people who are blissfully unaware are the happiest people. what Spectre to get, and a Spectre that is high HP. I personally go for Auric Champions because they are easy to see, but you can get any Spectre that has 360 HP. So like Kitava Herald works too.
Ah, good stuff. I was dying for a bit of Biffo.
You need to always aim at them. Not really, just it's nicer when you see them so you know you spawned one so you can Vaal DD. That's the main reason why I usually go for them. If you were to aim, you need to aim like towards their legs usually.
You're a smart one, Exile.
Actually hit the corpse. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong mana pod because I changed my buttons. Damage's still really good. Oh, you definitely shouldn't need to aim to map now. At all. Like while mapping, you shouldn't need to care about which corpse you're detonating except map boss. And even on map boss, you basically only press Vaal DD, you don't really like aim at it. Most map bosses you will kill just with Vaal DD only. Let's keep this one. Try to roll it real quick. That's pretty decent. Guess we keep that. Guess we don't get lucky. Okay. We will switch to this after the next zone when we are done with the bleeds. Stash a bunch of stuff. Save the essence, save the Quicksilver.
Cool winds.
Unveil.
Warm nights.
I don't even know what my gear is. I mean, my body armor is awful. Level 60. Should be good enough to progress. Get some extra life here. 3k life. 300 ES. Good spot to be in. This is why I kept the bleed flask. This one is the worst.
When I'm ready, and not before. I need more mana.
I think I went too far. It's gonna be up here and then to the left, most likely. Unset ring. I don't really like using unset ring, but sometimes it can help a lot with the rest of the gear if you have one good unset. Just because you can kinda use an extra socket. Since the sockets are very tight on this build. I mean on most builds nowadays, right? Like which builds like just have extra sockets? I feel like almost none nowadays. Every build has like more stuff they would wanna use if they could. Yeah, if your Desecrate was on level 14, 15, whatever it is when you reach maps, that is the problem. It increases the level of corpses you spawn with your Desecrate. It's the most important thing, you always need to level it.
Oi! Over here.
I mean, it's a very valid question. A lot of people mess that up. A lot of people do mess that up. You focus a bit. These are like the hardest zones while leveling. Act 9, Act 10 feels pretty hard when you don't farm, but I've kind of grown to like to just skip farming and go farm maps. I don't know. I used to really like farming foothills. Now I just prefer fully speccing into June early and farming June in maps. And to learn bossing, what should you play? Oh, that's a tough question. Because like, there's two ways to approach this, right? Do you want to kill bosses and then you can cheese it by just going ZHP and like killing the bosses really fast, right? Or do you want to like genuinely learn bosses and like improve at them? Because like, if you want to like learn bosses and not just cheese them, I would suggest like some kind of like Pathfinder poison maybe. Like Exank/Reap or even Coldot. Even though Coldot is like a little ZDPS for real bosses, but for non-Ubers it's like still very, very good. DD is pretty good too. Like, there's quite a few builds that are good at like learning bosses. I think Coldot is the best build to learn non-Ubers. Early June for unveiling. It's for unveiling and for the rares from it. Because average June rare is way better than average rare on the ground. Since you get to choose two modes, right? One from unveil, one from oh, that's the body armor. One from unveil and one from craft. The average June item ends up being like quite good. So I use June to gear up early on quite often. I tried that with the 90% mastery and I wasn't getting consistent results. It does work though. It just removes your leech at 90%, I think, but it felt like it was less consistent than what I was doing with RF and Blood Rage. Because I did a little bit of testing when I saw the comment. Now you cannot macro 2 buttons. Also, you wouldn't want to do that necessarily, because a lot of the times you would want to desecrate without DD or DD without desecrate. Like for example, on bosses, when you are Vaal DDing, you just spam desecrate instead of like doing anything else, just to get more corpses down, so that your Vaal DD chain doesn't stop randomly. Right, so you wouldn't want to be like DDing in between there. In Trade League, does Ignite Witch always go leap slam? Why would you think that? I just want to hear their reasoning. Pretty much never though. I think show charge is always better, but just curious about what reasoning you had there. Movement skill super early? You don't though, right? Like you can't really leap slam without, I mean, even if someone was to give you leap slam, you won't have any attack speed for it.
Now remember, we do this for freedom.
And after you are done with library, you have way too much damage anyways for the rest of your leveling. And I think with haste, shield charge is just faster than leap slam in general. Oh yeah, I need to drop haste soon. No, man. I hate dropping haste. At least what I do usually is I drop haste and equip a silver flask, which kind of balances itself out. When do you use one recipe for cooldown when leveling? Usually Act 2. Because I don't remember the level requirement on it, but it's not very high. Okay, so how many regrets do we have? I need to check. Because I didn't plan this out properly. I was kinda winging it a little bit. Like, I have a general idea how many I'll be able to change. I have 13. So I definitely need 4 there. And I definitely need 5 here. That's 9 in total. I think I can keep this Firewalker stuff. It's not bad at all. I think we can keep it for now. And then, like, I aim to drop it later. I need exactly 10 respect points minimum. 11 actually. Oh, yeah, 11. Well, no, 10 because one of them doesn't do anything. Hold the ascendancy for hardcore and support for... Yeah. You don't need to shock early in Cold. I think on DD you could actually change the ascendancy order in hardcore and skip AoE for a while if you are scared of dying. But on Cold Out there's pretty much no reason to skip to change the ascendancy order. Current ascendancy order for Cold Out is just really good. It just works out. You get the AoE when you need it, you get the damage when you need it, you get the shield when you need it, and then you don't really need the extra shock until you are entering red mobs. The Cold Out early damage is very strong. Similar to how Wave of Conviction, should I also use that for Ignite Arc? Depends whether you are playing EE or not. If you are playing like EE Scepter, you should use Vaal Arc for single target. If you are not playing an EE Scepter and you are just playing Fire Exposure from like Wave of Conviction or something, you should be using Vaal Flame Blast, yeah. So like early on you're probably using Vaal Flame Blast. Where is it? There. Also, if you don't have Vaal Flame Blast and like SSF, Vaal Firestorm is pretty close. Like it's worse, it's like 25%, 20% worse than Vaal Flame Blast, don't get me wrong. But it is decent. I haven't done Simulacrum on DD in a long time. I would assume it could be annoying on coasters, damage-wise, but I have not played it in a long time.
An emperor must know precisely.
I know. Simulacrum is a weird place. There. Well, I should have been clicking fire nodes right here actually, because those are technically more useful. I kind of forgot. I could be clicking the fire dot nodes at the top. And then I do plan to respec the fire pen nodes, but I mean it's better than random 10 in travel nodes, right? These nodes. Like this is better. 5 fire dot multi is not amazing, but it does something. little low on stats. Kinda scary. We'll probably have to click 30 stat notes. Which honestly is not even bad. 30 stat notes are fine. They are fine.
I need more mana.
What level am I? 62. I wish I was a little higher. Just a little bit. Six socket. I feel like six socket didn't make a sound. No, it didn't. I will make sure Gucci adds the sound to six socket. Unless he plans to stop using this filter after Act 5, but I think you're supposed to use it till Act 10. I don't think you wanna ever miss a six socket. I think the jewelers are too important. Okay, let's focus, don't die to this boss randomly. Okay, the damage is still pretty good, huh? On Wave of Conviction. Or sorry, not Wave of Conviction, on Cremation. No, I don't like Enduring Mana Flask. This build is going EB, so you don't need it, but I pretty much don't like it anywhere. Oh, that's a good body armor. It already has my colors too. It actually does it? What's my... Oh, Ignite Prolif. Yeah. That was 64. We're gonna farm 64 before we switch, then.
We do this for freedom.
It's worth it. It will make stuff easier. Let's do lab. Actually, let's just do like 2 BA runs then. Get 64. No, hardcore trade is more like play it at the start than start later. But I mean, it's still active to a certain extent, but depends on what your goals are. In a way, some stuff only gets available after a week or two, so sometimes like some stuff is probably better to roll later in the league. Like let's say you are an RF Jack enjoyer, you are probably gonna have a better time in hardcore trade if you roll, like if you start playing a week late. Just because Maven boots are either not gonna be available or super expensive early on, right? So that really depends on what you want from hardcore trade. I'm expecting it to be pretty active this week because I think a lot of streamers are gonna end up playing it after the race is over. A lot of Solaris circles. But about the Enduring Mana Flask topic, I don't think that Flask is worth it pretty much ever anymore. I mean, maybe on some builds you can justify it, but it's so... it's just not very good. They nerfed it too much, so you can't really use it on builds with high mana cost. And builds with low mana cost usually just find a better solution. Any advice on starting for SSF first time overwhelmed with Atlas Resist? Make a plan. Make a plan before the league starts, right? Like think of what you wanna get and how you wanna get it. And then you just click in order of what you think is the most important. So for example, like plan out whether you want to gear out with essences, harvest, or expedition, or a combination of multiple factors. But the most important thing I think in SSF is having a plan. Because if you don't have one, it's way harder to fix stuff. It's way harder to adjust on the fly in SSF. And the important part is also think about what stuff is the most important for your build. So like sometimes people go out of their way to get like a 5% upgrade on something when they could just change one item or like one anoint and get 15% instead, right? I especially see it in Trey League, but people do it in SSF too. Also, they're good for sixlings. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get more or fewer corrupted items in Vaal size zones. It kind of sounded like fewer, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I guess my scepter is gonna be really bad once I go DD. Not sure how I'm fixing that. That scepter doesn't really make sense for DD, right? I mean, it's still cast speed, but cast speed's not enough. Okay, lap time, and then we switch to DD. I don't have that craft yet, the fire that multi-craft, but even if I did, the scepter is not that good. It has no increase, right? It just has +1 fire, which doesn't do much, and cast speed, which cast speed is good, but it doesn't give me damage. I love damage. Ideally, you would have like cast speed and like percent fire, or cast speed and fire dot multi, and then you grab the other missing stat. Beyond is a good strat for sixlings in trade. In SSF, like, I don't like corrupting my body armor. Because it doesn't really make sense on rare, since you won't have Eldritch implicits. Right? It's just like... It's like a unique thing in Trade League, I feel like. Like, you are using like a unique body armor and you want to get a sixling with Tainted Fusings. Which I guess good, but... not too applicable for SSF. And in general, I feel like sixlings are pretty easy in trade. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button for mana pots. Like, why am I dealing no damage? Or like, why are my cremations not going off? I don't know, I wouldn't play Shield Charge without haste personally. I would just play double wand until 24 at the very least. I feel like Witch can't really go Shield Charge early or Leap Slime or anything. Even if you had access to the gem. It's just too slow. Like, I guess if you get momentum and faster attacks on a free link, you could, but... I'm running Determination and... Haste. But I'm gonna be switching my aura soon. To Determination Grace, Tempest Shield. But right now I have Determination Haste. I run Haste the entire run from Library to Act 10 pretty much. You can click for the Strength Node early on and use like a heavy belt. If he really wants to level with Shield Charge, right? Like, there are ways to fix stuff. Always ways to pick stuff. Do I care? I do care if it's easy to get. Like, I would definitely rather use an item that has high armor than evasion. Like, I would go out of my way. I mean, my body armor is pretty bad, but... in general, it is worth. It is worth it because those stats are very strong. Oh my god, that boot is insane. What? Oh, I'm not getting extra keys. Swap to DD happen after the slap. Is the idea. After the slap, we are trying to swap. I plan on finishing this Act 10 run And then I will probably do some POBing, some chilling, and I will play this character over the next few days. Just for fun. So I will probably get it if it doesn't have an incident to like 1995 or something. But it's not like an either exact speedrun.
I need more mana.
An aspirant can afford to be promising. An
I
emperor
really want to use these boots, but it might be difficult. What colors? I want on them.
give up your
Yeah, I will rethink it in a sec. Focus on his arrow.
destination.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Ascendant.
But that shield sucks. That's really my shield? Oh no. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we go Shaper of Flames here. But I can cast speed on our boots. Oh wait, on these boots actually. And then we try to fix our stuff. Which might be a bit annoying, but let's try. Let's try our best. Any scepters? Whatever. Detonate dead. Grace. Burning damage cruelty. I think we can get burning damage leveled from Act 3. Burning damage. Ignite probably from Act 4. Where did I put the helmet? Did I vendor the helmet that I just said was kinda decent? I think I did. Oh no. Oops. That's my fault.
Until next time.
I did. Oh, that sucks. Sucks to suck. Oh god, you got unlucky there. That might be a problem soon. Click this. Unspec those nodes, unspec that. We go EB and we go corpse nodes. And then belt can stay. That can stay, that can stay. Amulet can stay. Scepter, we need a new one. Shield, we need a new one, which this one is actually not bad at all.
I've not the
Except apparently it doesn't have enough strength. Which is a bit unfortunate. What can we really drop? Let's just drop these two nodes because we can only drop one then. Resist check. Oh my god, my fire resist is so overcupped. But that's fine. I can save these boots for later. This is shield charge, faster attacks. This is grace. Save haste. This is flame dash. Determination. I need a new helmet. This helmet is actually pretty good. Plasma damage taken, molten shell. Wave of conviction.
Hail God.
Wave. Plasma damage taken. Molten shell. Then divine blessing. Divine blessing. Ray Spectre. You only need this very briefly. Flammability. Malevolence.
Yes,
Malevolence.
see you.
Then we go to Act 3. Where's Respector? There. We look for Auric Champion or Auric Colossus, which is this. We target it, corpse targeting, whatever keybind you have, summon it. We got it in our desecrate pool, we can throw away Respector forever. We try to get a weapon. Other than that, we are in a pretty good spot. Technically, I could fit in like Flame Surge or something. It's not a big deal. I'll probably go for Deceptor, just because it has the colors I want. Yeah, you just need to summon the Spectre once and then throw away the gem forever. It's amazing. That's actually not the worst scepter. Let's just keep it. I mean, it's not amazing. It's just okay. The crafted percent fire is like almost the same as all these combined. You guys are kind of overreacting. It's really not that insane. Like, actually not that insane. Like, I know sometimes I troll a bit about it, like not being good, but it's really not that insane. Are we missing anything important here, chat? I don't have my POB open, so I might be missing some gems. I know I'm missing Flame Surge for sure. I don't know if I'm missing anything else. Combustion, we might need combustion later. I don't use Inferno Cry on DD ever. Like, actually ever. It's not necessarily bad, it's just I don't like using it. Tempest Shield is what we are missing, I remember now. Tempest Shield. And Defiance Banner for later. And Elemental Weakness or Flame Surge. So let's do Flame Surge for now. Because Ele Weakness doesn't do anything. Do I have enough ES? I have more than enough ES. I don't need Inspiration right now. Oh, my Wave of Conviction is on cast when damage taken. I don't really want that. You could, if you really wanted to, actually, but I personally don't like it. Cold Dress here. Well, I guess we can do Cold and Lightning, because we cannot do pure Cold Dress. Armor ES here. That's a nice body armor, actually. Can grab damage over time here, I guess. And can craft a suffix on air, but we don't need it. We will just craft Golden Chaos Dress once we unlock that. Correct. You raise a Spectre you want in your Desecrate pool once, and then you throw away the gem forever. Never touch it again. It's actually so nice. You used to have to actually run Spectres, but they changed that a while ago now. Like, it's a few years back. Also, I should be using a silver flask here instead of my mana flask. It's not even that bad. Let's just use it. What's my tooltip damage for DD? DD is not something you should ever check tooltip for. Like, it's just not gonna be accurate. Because the game doesn't know how much HP does your Spectre have, right? So, how can it be accurate? Or no Spectre, your corpse. Level that, level everything else, not that. Okay. I think we have everything. Looks like we have everything. And I miss... Not having haste kinda sucks, but... When Silver Flask is up, which is most of the time while mapping, it doesn't feel bad. It's gonna be a lot stronger early on than Fire Trap, but Fire Trap scales better with gem... Oh no, not this bug again. Fire Trap scales a lot better with gem levels, so once you get to a point where you are using like Skin of the Lords and Empower, Fire Trap probably outscales it. The Spectre thing I did affected hugely, yeah. The Spectre thing I did probably multiplies your single target by like 5x on average. Maybe more than that. It's... This skill, if you don't have a high HP Spectre in your corpse pool, is significantly worse. I used Auric Champion from Solaris too, but you can use any Spectre that has 360% life or more. Like even these Kitava Heralds from the zone work just fine.
I shall strike you down.
Damage is fine. My HP is a little low. It's not too bad. 3k life is solid. Especially because I'm getting 15% life next level. Holy Relic Guardian Blessing. Setup doesn't work with Divine Blessing. You can only have one blessing at a time. Yeah, my resist is super overcapped. That's just what the gear I ended up with. I mean, it's not gonna be that overcapped after Kitava, but it's still gonna be nice. I like to overcap a little bit for exposure and whatnot. You try to detonate, yeah. You try to aim at the legs of these golden boys on the ground. That's why I personally go for Auric Champions, because they are so easy to see and you can easily see whether you spawned one or not. That's why I prefer these over like Kitava Herald, even though they give you the same amount of damage. And you can see when you detonate it, too. But like usually, you don't really aim for it, you just press Desecrate till they spawn and press Vaal DD. That regen feels really nice. From having like 220 fire res, I like that regen. I think that node is worth it pretty much always though, even if you have like 100 regen from it. Elementalist really lacks regen, and having 0 just feels really bad. You don't need to have a lot, but having like 100, 150 is really nice. But if for whoever was asking like what Desecrate level you should have, I have 15 here. And even 15 is not gonna be able to spawn the level of corpses that like your maps are gonna be. So if your Desecrate was level 7, like no wonder it fell to CDPS. But yeah, Flash Blade. That's not how it's spelled, Blade. Blade, H. Pretty good. 345 or something. Map ready. I would be very happy with this in hardcore. Chaos Stress a little low. That's what happens when you don't farm Betrayal. But I would be very happy with this on League Start. The next skill point would be that. And... Wait. This doesn't have regen, right? No. 3.2k life, not bad. Need to play a little careful in white maps because you don't have the Bastion, but once you get Bastion you would be in a good spot. Let's quickly go over the gear what we have just at the end. An okay Scepter, nothing amazing but decent. Like it has burning damage and it has... It's like basically burning damage and crafted fire damage, that's what it is. Live Chaos Stress gloves. Good belt. Decent boots. Decent rings. This body armor is actually like deceptively good now that you want no life on body armor. Low life on the helmet. Low life on the high resist, but like kinda low life on those. And pretty bad shield, but it has open suffix for cold and chaos stress once we get it. No, spell damage doesn't work with DD. Not with Ignite DD. Actually with any DD really. Nah, people don't play Spellslinger anymore. Can I show the tree? Yeah, of course. You can also check exclamation mark profile, but this is my current skill tree. I don't think I would change much from this. This seems pretty good for Akten Kitava. You could path through this AoE instead of this, but it's extra regrets that I don't really want to spend right now.